And then Mo has been just quietly so good throughout this tournament. He got 2 great shots with his USP. I've been really impressed by the level we're seeing from Mo. I've said it in every game he's played so far, but I'm going to say it again, because being a CIS AWPer is so hard, Dingo. There are so many good AWPers you have to go up against, and yet Mo is still proving he can hang there with the best of them. Good start to the game for K23. They are 1-0 up. And Virtus.Pro have already taken some early damage in this round. Not the full force buy here, but James does have a scout to work with, and they've got a Deeg in play as well.
Mo about to make a lot of money. He's got one. Second kill out for Mo. He's under pressure because he ran out of ammo, but somehow stays alive just up until the reload, and then Kicker lands his final blow. And I think you brought up a really good point just before we hopped into this game, saying how Virtus.Pro haven't been underperforming when it comes to the individual skill, right? Because I think in this tournament so far, Kicker has been a real pleasure to watch. I think we've seen a lot of moments out of Sanji. I don't really think there's many weak players right now for VP. It is just they leave themselves to such little time. They don't give themselves the environment to be able to really get the most out of everybody. And we just seen that in the pistol. So I'm really hoping that that doesn't continue into the rest of this game. And there are only 30 seconds left now. Jim is going to try and start the fight on towards the A-bomb site. Nealon has spotted it. He's just going to hold his position back in behind these boxes. And now starts to go out for a little peek. He gets one. And Kicker now with the scout in his hands. There's only 20 seconds left for VP here.
Surely you just want to die here and get the money, at least. Kicker running on towards A. 7 seconds. Could K23 get him after time? Maybe. He's going for the bomb plant. There's no time for it. Time runs out. Kick up with a kill, but he's traded. He dies after time. And now this buy looks awful because James also spent his money on the scout. So honestly, if I'm VP, maybe I'm half buying here. Genuinely. It's a consideration for sure. Okay, they're going to go with it. I don't know, Matt. So I guess this was the plan all along. James going to drop an AK over and just rock the Deeg with no Kevlar. Playing the Sanji role.
Okay, I'm surprised Sanji actually gets an AK here. Well, Virtus.Pro. They're going to get a quicker play, at least getting Yekindar trying to open things up over towards the B-bomb side. I can't help but feel, if Yekindar was put in a different team, if Yekindar was asked what playstyle, if he didn't play for VP that he wanted to play, it would be the exact opposite of how VP play. It just feels like his playstyle just is so different to the philosophy of the team.
I think if VP didn't have Yekindar, it would be even worse for them because, yeah, teams could even more comfortably just hold their nades. Like, at least sometimes now Yekindar will go for these plays and pushes by himself, and then you have to use some nades on that or maybe be aware of that possibility. But here comes a B-split. Kick up with a great shot to begin with. Sanji's already got all the way up in towards mid. That is scary. Buster with another kill. A nice round from VP. A bit of a faster push into B. They wrap that bomb site and they work together wisely.
I think that's what VP needs to do, honestly, against a lot of these CIS teams. They should be better individually than K23, probably mostly pound for pound, right? I think you've got so much skill on the team, you don't even really need to go for this slower playstyle. You see the faster rounds work out for them because you've got probably one of the best entry players in the competition in Yekindar. You've got one of the best supportive elements in Sanji, who's really good at getting those snappy headshots, and Sanji can pull them out of a lot of holes. And then Kicker's having a great individual performance in this tournament, and so is Buster, really. I mean, we've seen in the game so far, Buster's finding a lot of multi-kills. And then, yeah, I mean, James speaks for himself, right? He's just that X-Factor AWPer. VP have so much skill on the board. They should capitalize a little bit more on some of these early fights. I would like to see that, especially on a map like Dust 2. I don't really think this slow playstyle works. I think you can save your utility quite a bit as a CT as well. So we'll have to see VP, I think, challenge early on. Even if it's just challenging early and not wanting to commit to anything, but just challenging to force some of the nades out really cause a few problems. And then at the end, that slower, explosive playstyle can work out for you. Oh, Yekindar, he's going to check it. I thought he was about to walk out with his back turned, but he looks up.
That's a nice shot from Buster. The entry duo of Yekindar and Buster starting strong today. Taking over the B-bomb site. And like you said, just a bit of freedom to have some plays like that where they pressure the B site. They're able to get in without fully committing. They're able to get the early kill. And then the second frag was always there to follow once they got that initial one. Save having to come through for the CTs. Already some good signs here for Virtus.Pro.
I mean, if VP played slightly differently, I would predict him to win every game in this group. Even against Spirit, I would say VP, I would predict them to take it. But the playstyle is just, in recent days, has cost him. And I think you can see how beautiful it looks when they do have a bit more freedom and they do get going and let Buster and Kendar do their jobs properly. It's really cool to see that work out. So they've tied up the scoreline 2-2. Was almost a horrible start for them, but quick replies. And if they can keep that up, then really do see them feeling comfortable on Dust 2 if they get a good start on this T side. Like, realistically right now, Hawk, coming into this series, we should say VP should 2-0 this. You know, that should be the predicted outcome. But they haven't inspired us over the past couple of days. If they continue to play like they have in these first two rounds, first two gun rounds, should I say, I mean, I'll be much more happy about predicting them to win the series.
Well, so far it's started out pretty well for them. Yeah, I do hope we get to see VP start to rebound, re-find that form. Fame's just spotted them, but he's alone on the B-bomb site. They know he's got to be trapped on this right side. Good headshot from Sanji. Kindar's going to kill elsewhere. And wow, Kindar's still going. Finally traded, but this round is already over. It's going to be all about the save, and yet again, it's that B-sided play that pays dividends for VP.
Well, Nealon trying to get a couple of shots. He's also got your favourite AUG skin today, Hawker.
I'm seeing it more and more now. Now that I said that I hate it. It's popping up everywhere. All the players have started buying it just to mess with me. It's clearly all about me, Dinko. Couldn't be about them.
Yeah, Hawker. Yeah, you might be onto something. I think everything bad in the world because of you.
Oh my god. Oh, Norbert. Oh, Norbert. James just eagle wallbangs him with a headshot.
Throw a smoke as well, don't forget about that. everything that could have happened to him. I think that was literally every icon you could have got out of that. It was the wallbang smoke headshot. Lovely stuff. Poor Norbert, though. I mean, yeah, I think Norbert has also been another player that's really been quite solid for K23. You speak of individuals. He's one that I think K23 were relying on a little too much back a few days ago, but in this main tournament, they have been much more deep across the board. I think Fame has been a lot of work. Look at this Kindar. Look at that, your Kindar. That's sneaky, it's cheeky, and it's delivered 2 kills.
Oh, Mo peeking at the right time, but not landing enough shots to finish the job onto James. Still looking for a lucky kill through the smoke to maybe give them a chance, but it might just be about keeping those rifles yet again. Good start from VP, but a lot of these rounds happen against half buys or buys that aren't perfect are in the K23 side. Once we get into the full gun round again, we'll have to see whether K23 can up their game on that B-bomb site, which VP have been exploiting so far. Nice kill from Kicker, but Mo only loses the Deagle. And the other 2 players could save, or they could try and do some damage. Nealon wants to take some money away from VP, who are all in right now. A bunch of them above $10,000. So it's not going to make a massive dent in the economy, but it's better than nothing.
Double up setup on Dust 2 can be really impactful if it's played to perfection. Smoke for the cross, Jim didn't spot anybody, didn't even go for the pot shot, and in fact it's going to be a really quick play here from Virtus.Pro. This is far different than what we've been seeing from the very quick down in towards middle. Yukindar, though, is not going to be able to find that opening. Instead, Fame silences it. And I think that could be an answer for K23, right? Because we have seen over the last couple of rounds that VP have been confident letting Yukindar just go for those openings. If they can start to shut down Yukindar consistently, maybe this double up setup will be good enough to do that. I think that's where you start to force VP back into the slower playstyle again that can cost them a lot of rounds. So I think this could be the way to get back into things if you're K23.
And just as you suggested, VP will slow things down. Bombs in the hands of James towards the mid doors. Kicker will put a smoke out towards A, but I don't think one smoke is going to make a massive difference here. I don't think that will cause too much of a fake. I think that's just a smoke he's thrown because he knows he can pick up another one, which he now has in his back pocket. VP yet again seeing if they can overrun this B-bomb site, but this time we've already seen Fame have some impact with that AWP. He's going to have a chance to do even more on the hold.
25 seconds for VP to explode into the B-bomb site. Virtus.Pro, you're definitely feeling the pressure a little bit here. Kicker, oh, he's got the kill. Sanji as well. A B-bomb site falls just in the right amount of time. And that is the explosive ability that Virtus.Pro have. When you pop into the site like that, in the final few seconds, you desperately need the kills, and they're so good they can pop off and get those. So really good stuff from them, and it has forced the save call from K23. Mo getting the AWP over, kneeling the AUG, and it's going to be 5-2 now. A very good start on Dust 2. And it's cool to see their aggressive plays and their slower ones working for Virtus.Pro.
I still think that K23 have done their homework, and they have the awareness of how to hold on to their utility, because we saw in that round, Fame had the smoke left for the late rounds. He had a molly, which unfortunately didn't stop them from moving out through the tunnels, but nearly did. Couple of good kills from Mo at the ends there. Plenty of money for K23 because they've been saving so many guns, so they'll be able to continue. And that was that shot from James earlier. Absolutely destroying Norbert. But yeah, double up setup can continue for K23. We'll see if they can find an early pick like they did in the previous round. Even then, it wasn't enough to get them the round win. It would be a nice way to start it for them. Boost fast up into short, but over at long. The T-side smoke will allow James to post up on the angle. Look at the aggression from Nealon, though. He is pushing straight up mid.
This is really cool from Nealon, but look who's waiting for it. And Sanji posted up and ready, and it's James off that finds the kill. They're ready for some of that mid aggression. And it's not worked for K23. They've lost that player. Some smokes coming in for VP, and actually they're going to start turning their attentions back over to the B side of things. And there's only one player here. K23 have 3 players in A long, and it's the opposite play from Virtus.Pro. So you're going to need one of the best holds you've ever seen from Fame, and he's caught in the open. He chose to go aggressive in the angle, and once you do that, there's no falling back. You either get 1 or 2 kills, and you're down. And because of the fact that he had no one near him, it has to be the save call from K23 just due to the gamble of the 3-stack at long.
So many rounds ending on this B site as well. Sure, you get a bit of play over at mid at the start of this round. But a faster decision made by VP just to go ahead and trade their way onto the B-bomb site. You will normally see Adren playing on B too, and he has had some rough maps in this tournament. He has had some maps where I think he's been a bit of a liability, sadly, for this K23 side, where he's not been able to hold down his spots, so that could be part of it. Dren finally getting his first kill on the board, but traded out fast. No saves allowed for K23. There's even a team kill in there for Virtus.Pro, but I don't think they're fussed right now. They've got tons of cash, 6-2 lead. It's all looking good for them so far.
It was cool to see K23 go for some of that aggression into mid, though. At least they're willing to go for those kind of plays, but, you know, just doesn't work out for them. Attack timeout coming through for K23 into this round, and I think it's much needed because they have had lots of different variations. They've had some gamble stacks, they've had some mid aggression, double up setups. There's been a lot of different CT approaches, and none of them have worked. So I think it's time to sit back and wonder, okay, what are the main things that are going wrong right now? And how can we get around those? And I think maybe hanging on to utility a little later into the ranks can definitely make things a bit more difficult. VP have certainly shown a willingness to go for those late round executes. And the cool thing about VP right now on their T side, they're getting the options to go for these splits, right? It's not just a linear approach. Because of those splits, that's allowing the attacks to be much more effective.
Back to 2 players on the B site itself, but this time they also have Neelan committed over towards mid. This could be very valuable. Mo's actually got a kill through the smoke as well, so VP's fast B split could be counted here. There are so many players waiting for them.
Oh, it's gonna be hard clear. Buster's doing so much. He gets the 3rd kill. Buster's a beast. And now Sanji's suddenly in a 1v1 because Norbert has just found his teammate, and Sanji cannot win it. It's Norbert that wins the round for K23. Even with Buster's heroics, it's not enough.
Tren getting caught at car there. Seemed like he jumped up as the fight was coming to him, but helped set up Neelan for 2 trade kills from the window. This was that early shot from Mo. Well done on the cross. Nice adaptation from K23 to have so many players here. You see Dren just jumping for whatever reason. Allows him to go down easily, but at least his teammate could trade. And at the end there, it comes close, but Norbert comes through for his team. Definitely a player to keep an eye on. And K23 goes straight back to this similar setup. 3 players on the B side of the map early. That may force them to play retake on A. You can see them focused on long right now, but as the round continues to play on through, at some point they've got to be aware of that mid or short play. I don't think they can stick with this A setup forever. I guess Mo is just relying on them using nades from short to go for the push, which is quite likely. You can already see some of those nades being used, and K23 responding by pushing deeper into long, getting that control. That means they can now focus on short with the AWP of Mo.
Cool utility out. You cannot use that cat execute, and he actually walks with it really quickly. Just as the smokes begin to pop, in fact, he walks with them. And VP will have the site confirming the plant. K23, I wonder what they consider here. I think if Mo gets a kill, there's definitely a chance here for the round win, but the lack of utility certainly makes things difficult when you're trying to retake a 5v5 A site. And Mo's not getting any opportunities, so the rifles now have to encroach and get closer and closer into the bomb site. Flashes are up, Yukindar. He's got his teammate to get the first pick, and actually Yukindar goes down, but the rest of the team are finding the kills, and Sanji, he's coming around with that lit long flank. He's got both. And VP now answer back. It's 7-3 on the board again, and that's a really good round execute. Just straight up into cat, very simple. And the post plant with a 5v5, not enough utility for the CTs.
A good time to switch it up. They had the molly onto short at least, but VP had quite a few players committed past the molly into the site itself and into those awkward positions to deal with for the CTs. Good time on the switch up, as I was saying, because K23 had started to go for that 3B setup. They were scared that the B site could be hit again, so they had a similar setup in this round, and Their retake procedures weren't good enough that time. Now just pistols for the K23 side. And VP are sneaking their way up A long, which is wide open right now.
Good kill from Kicker. Once again, VP will have the A side. We'll get the bomb planted. And Yukindo's going to watch that long for anybody that comes his way. He will have the shadow advantage. And I think it's quite a hot commodity to have an AK-47 here. So I think the CTs will try and get that. But they're hoping that he walks into them rather than them walking into the longhouse. Because it's quite difficult to fight that angle. Yukindo is actually going to drop off of it. The only player really hanging around near the A bomb site is Fame, so he's going to be hanging out, waiting for VP players to walk out on their own, and then he's going to pick them up and try and get some kills. But it's not going to be happening. Virtus.Pro saving at long. They're trying to pull off his long exit strategy. Safe round for Virtus.Pro, and only one player dies in that round, so quite a good round in terms of being humane. No one really dying. So we get into round 12. It's Virtus.Pro now looking very comfortable at the start of their Dust 2 affair. Will this double up setup change it? They did have that up earlier on for Fame working in towards mid. It shut down Yukindo on some of his mid fights. But they really have to win now because they've invested everything into it.
Oh, Yukindo going for the fast long play, flashes land behind him, so he's not blind. He's able to get the early kill, and now he knows there are more players close by. Second kill from Yukindo, this time through the smoke, and all the trades in favor of VP. They locked down long early from the T side perspective. They've got the man advantage, and Fame thought about going aggressive, but he's realized they haven't fully pushed up through A long, so he's seeing if he can go back to B, but it's up to a trend. Orb in hand, they could line up, but it's only the one kill. Buster able to trade, and now they might realize that A site is open. Fame is all the way in their spawn. Buster about to make his move.
Couldn't get away. And Buster gonna get that bomb planted. Planted for a teammate at long, and Kicker will win the round before the bomb even goes down. 9 rounds now for Virtus.Pro, and this is the VP we wanted in the RMR. This is the VP we were expecting to see in a lot of these games against the likes of K23, against the likes of 100 ping gods. I just want to take a quick look, actually, now that I've mentioned 100 ping gods in their series against Team Spirit. What map they... Okay, so Spirit won 16-4 against 100 ping gods in Dust 2. That just shows how good Team Spirit are on that map, because 100 ping gods are so good on it. We're starting from Fame in this round.
Nice Eagle headshot. Gets baited into the AWP of Jame, though. Some Jame on Fame action. We could maybe make a full team of that. We could get Jame, Fame, Blamer can be on the team. Who else? There's that. There's the CIS player called like Lime, which is kind of similar. It's like JYIAM or something.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Anyone else?
He used to play for Hellraisers, right?
I don't know if there's anyone else for the team. 4-man roster.
Flames.
Yeah, it's close.
That's about. I think we're
That's the best you're gonna get.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll have we'll just make simple, and then we're fine. We'll win every tournament.
That could work. That could work. Oh, 10-3 VP. Not really been much of a contest so far on K23's map pick, and even though K23 have showed us some really good signs on Inferno, they need to do well here on Dust 2. They need to at least show they can be competitive, and that's more like it. James tries to move up mid early. Yukindo was holding with the AWP, but Mo gets the peak at the right time. Now K23 with the man advantage, and we've seen it before when VP go a man down. Sometimes they do like to slow it. This could be... It's actually the CT's taking the aggression. Ooh, no! They lose out on those trades, and now VP have stole the man advantage back.
Right now, I think K23 are playing exactly the way Virtus.Pro want them to, right? It's like, they lose that man advantage, and VP are just gonna grind things to a halt. And they just hope that you get aggressive, and you make the mistake, and you come to them. Whereas I think Team Spirit yesterday did a really good job at not doing that, and it left VP kind of feeling silly. They weren't getting anything in terms of baiting out that utility with their early map control protocols, and then even into the late rounds when they went down a man. They try and hold for some aggression, and no mistake came. I mean, Spirit just sat back on the bomb site Swift utility. This is something. Auto snipers in white.
Ow, ow, ow. It's painful. Fame's down to 4 health on the B site. Never fun.
You know what's never fun? Those auto snipers. They never get a kill. Every time we see it, no one ever gets a kill from it.
Still worthwhile. Yeah, and all that damage. Gotta be happy with that.
I'm not. I want a kill. No one's quite ever lived up to the Fnatic auto sniper lineup.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna peek mid against you anymore when it's round 15 and they know you've got a lot of money.
Well, Smiley would. He'd probably kill all the auto snipers.
Here we go. K23 pushing long. I think this is what they needed a bit more of. It's been quite common for VP to leave this open, and they've got the buddy system. If the flank is fast enough, that could be nice, but VP have got the timing just right on the push. They don't wait till the last second this time. They go a little bit sooner, and that gives them a wide open A-bomb.
Yeah, it's really cool for VP capitalizing on some timings. They don't know it's a good timing, but they feel like to go a little bit earlier, and because of that, they can get away with it. And Buster in the lower tunnels was there to really cut off the rotations, and any chances of winning the round here for K23 are gone. This is their map pick, and Virtus.Pro are showing up. This T-side has been really fun to watch from VP. They've had good variance in terms of being able to go a little bit quicker, go slow at times as well. It's all been working for them. And now Jam gets to try and close out the round. They're running him down short. He knows they're coming his way. He's got the rifle of Sanji in the middle of the site trying to back him up, and they both close it out. Yakindar and Sanji with a 1-2 punch. And 12-3 for Virtus.Pro. This is what we're talking about. This is what we want to see from them. And they need this win against K23, and if they can do it with round difference as well, that's pretty good.
Could certainly be impactful. I think whatever happens, Inferno hopefully will be a real good game between these two. A map that they both like to pick a lot. Seen VP still find some success on it. K23 are no slouches on it either. Right now, it's looking like K23 may have to rely on that Inferno, though, unless something can change here soon. T-side has got to be brilliant here on Dust. No P250 for them, so the long-range fight is ill-advised with the Glock, but it won't be taking it for too long. Over at Tunnels, Yakindar thinking about going aggressive. Norbert's waiting on the other side, and Norbert will force him back.
Utility over the top of middle. Smoke is down in towards the CT cross, and the flashes begin to bombard the site of B. And it's Fame around the corner. Adrena's gone in as well, and through the smoke, his block shot lands. Decent stuff, and finally, it'll be Fame tapping away. Buster goes down a second for Fame locked into the round, but he couldn't get away. Jim with a headshot from long range through the gap in the doorway. And Fame thinks they're closer. He thinks they're close by to these doors. And actually, Jam's gone into the upper tunnel. Mo's gonna look that way, but Jam is hitting shots in the pistol. 2 locked in for him. And now Fame once again has to be the hero for K23. He can show that he can do it time and time again, and he's hit that shot on Sanji, but he's still worried about Jam coming from tunnels. When you're playing against Jam, you can never really bank on him not coming from there in the final moments, but he's coming from doorway. And Fame looks up to window. He's now tucked in the corner. Jam doesn't have a kit. The time is ticking. Jam goes down. What a pistol from Fame. Beautiful clutch again. This guy is the real deal.
Wow, big plays coming in from Fame. I thought his teammate had made the mistake when he went for the fight. Fame just about got away with the bomb and got to the site, so they didn't really need to force the issue at that point. But one of his teammates took the fight behind him, and yet still Fame, once he gets down to the 2v2, able to come through for his team. K23, not down and out just yet. They've taken some early damage, though. Mo losing that trade against the opposite scouter, but Adren has been able to get an all-important kill onto the B-bomb site, which was wide open, and that should settle this round. VP want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that can often happen, when you lose the B site so quickly without much of a fight put up. You will see the save call often come in for the CT side. And VP have rounds to play with, so I don't think they'll be worried about it too much. Dren used to play for Virtus.Pro, if you guys are unfamiliar. Dren, one of the most veteran players we have still playing in Counter-Strike. Global Offensive, obviously, has had a storied past in the CIS scene, also playing in that Gambit team that won the Major. Played with FaZe Clan, and then after FaZe, he went to join Avantgarde, which are the current team over there on Virtus.Pro. So Adren's been around. He's a real journeyman.
And nice to see him still sticking around in CS. Making it to a CIS RMR event as well, making it through the qualifier. K23 have already shown us that it can be a competitive team here. They've already got one win on the board against Entropic, who were one of the dark horses in Group B. Could have really caused some upsets for the top two teams that we were expecting. So that's a pretty good win for K23 to get. Let's see if they can make VP sweat here on Dust 2. 12-5. VP saving some weapons into this one, so could put up a fight, but Mo's already got that initial kill onto Kicker. James Scout would love these fights, but it's hard to take them when there's a man sitting in pit with the Scout. So James is going to go ahead and try and reposition, but he's not ready for Mo to be so close by. And I think that's another round in favor of K23.
I think you're right. You think I was going to find one. Adren could go down, and he will. Sanji on the Deagle. That's a nice little upgrade for him. Nikendo's going to hang around outside of the A-bomb site, playing from short. He's going to smoke in the standard catwalk smoke. Wants him to get a bit closer and cause a few problems for them on the exit and the retreat. If he can drop a few weapons, he can make it expensive here for K23 and really force a couple of rebuys going into the next round, and Nikendo couldn't quite do that. Lusternaut tries to fight it long. This time is so far gone. They've got an AK. Be happy with that. They run away. And K23 are given a 6th round. They are halfway there to tying up the scoreline against Virtus.Pro here in their map pick. We're going into the next round with plenty of money for VP.
Really quick shot from Fame there as Yakindar tried to come in. Instantly denied him. But VP will be able to get the buy together here in round 19. Sanji should be buying a kit here, you'd have to think. He's got $4,000. Apparently they just don't want a kit. Okay. No retaking for VP then, at least not the extended retakes. They'll have to be quick if they do go for them. James Orp has not been a massive factor so far. Hadn't had to do too much on the T side when his team was finding success, but here on CT, he may need to step up because the Trent's already sneaking in. That's a free kill from behind, and now it's only the Orp holding B.
Yeah, big hole in the defense there, and Jim really has to do a lot now. We talked about him having to be quiet in the first half. This time needs to be loud and proud, but he's found by Adren. You have to ask questions of the mid defense. Where is it? Where is the mid defense? No one's even looking. No one's even aware. And that's going to be VP just crumbling and most likely having to save straight away into this gun round. So it's frustrating for them. but K23 are not going to complain, and I love how quick Adren is to capitalize on that opportunity.
If you save these 3 guns for VP, Sanji's got enough money to drop the AWP for Jane again, which I guess is why he's keeping so much money. Still think he could have bought a kit in this round, but probably wouldn't have made a difference. Retaking B in a 3v4 is not likely to go your way. And something VP got to get figured out here. You either need someone focused on mid early, or your B players have to be aware of the possible push through. Good work from Adren, though. Getting a bit of impact now on his T side for the team. And Sanji will go ahead and get that AWP over into the hands of James. So still a full buy for VP. Even if K23 has started coming back here, still gun rounds that they've got at best.
It is because of those saves that's obviously been able to happen, but gotta start winning rounds now, VP. They're damaging towards tunnels. Starting to patch up some of the holes potentially. You can see the eyes of Buster looking down into middle. And also going to help Kindar playing at CT, and what a shot from Jin. Now the attack into the B bomb site starts to explode, but it's an explosive haul from the CT side. Every kill is coming in for them, and even your Kindar has arrived at the B bomb site now. That is much more like it from VP. And you can see immediately they fixed the mistakes of the last round. Just awareness of the mid weakness. They have your Kindar who can quickly rotate back to B if needed. And Buster was looking in towards the ramp. You can be confident in James ult to hold for the first kill into tunnels. And I really liked that VP made the adjustments for the defense there. In K23, that was working for them. Those counter rounds were really working for them, but now they've got to figure out something else.
Especially nice that Buster can come so quickly in towards those B site doors. So much more open now for the CTs to come ahead and help their solo B defender. K23 didn't have the smoke at the ready because they were relying on the pace of the play. But an important shot early from James slowed that down and allowed the rotate to come over in time. Save call at the ready for the 2 veterans of the K23 lineup. VP focusing on their own economy, as you would expect. So both teams taking a gentleman's agreement here. You save what you've got, we'll save what we've got. VP obviously the happier of the 2 with that, saving all 5 guns. And more importantly, getting their 13th round on the board. I think you're right now. For K23, these fast plays have got to be switched up now. I think we need to see something a bit more standard with some utility. Maybe you can go for a long take. I think they've got pretty good spawns here if they wanted to go for the long play, but they haven't decided to go for that. Just seeing if they can find anything up mid early. But really fighting aggressively on the CT side. Buster was on the other side, but he's now gone back to the B side.
Oh, big gap here for Nealon. It's far better when you have the X-ray on, Alex. The gap's much more tantalizing with X-ray on, and the wonderful observers turning it off to really get an immersed feeling as to what it would feel like to be Nealon that. We think it's a good gap, but from his POV, it's not so good at all.
Tricky to spot that one. Smoke up towards short. Trying to take away the information from the VP side. They've got the AWP of Jane here. He's been blinded and takes a bit of early damage. That molly hasn't flushed him out entirely, but here comes the play back to mid. It's a fast mid to B.
Oh, Nealon, Mo getting their kills so quickly. And that B site is snapped open. And once again, it is VP who have to save out. It is the B site they end on again, but it's a much slower approach, right? And it has to be explosive right up towards the end there. And it is. It's mighty explosive.
Well played, really. Put a bit of pressure on that A-bomb site. Put that pressure so that they can't have the player focused on mid initially. They can't get that early information or slow you down on the mid push. K23 made VP basically fight them in mid because the B players didn't want to just let themselves get split. But they go ahead and try and fight against so many opponents that K23 can win the 2 fights. And this is what Dust 2 can come down to a lot of the time. Those early fights in the round, if they go the way of the T's, there's not much you can do about it. Those rotate opportunities aren't there. K23 continue to try and grind their way back into this game, but they're still having to go up against gun rounds. VP managing their economy well to keep their guns on board, including 2 orbs. Oh, I thought we were going to get the long rush, but there's still CT presence there.
Oh, the trend comes right through, but Yukindar. Oh, Nealon! 2 kills. Yukindar and Sanji down, and that is really solid from Nealon. Just to transfer over for the double. And K23 given the advantage with some stellar control of the spray. And that is going to throw a few question marks VP's way. How do they change up? How do they adapt from that? They've only got the 2 ops remaining, an AK. Maybe this long approach could work out. If Buster can win the ult battle against Mo, he might not even need to take it though. If Fame comes around the corner and Buster's able to get away with 1, you're gonna try and get it. Buster in, close angle, but gets the shot anyway. And they walk right into the secondary ult. Finally, Norbert comes up. He hasn't been able to deal with Jam, but he does find Buster. And Jam is down in CT spawn. You have to remember, Kicker is still on the server, and he can help him from short. He can try and get a good angle, distract for Jam, who is still in the smoke. They have to be aware that the Opera is close by, and Kicker is going to burn away Mo. And now it's just Norbert left inside of the site. Jam's going to hear out the tick damage. They're going to know Norbert's inside of the site, and the G in, the headshot. Really good round from Kicker coming back in from short. That utility usage really helps them out.
Kicker's having another good game for himself too in general. 18 for 7. That's a very efficient stat line. Very difficult to get that many kills and that few deaths. And oh, that molly just spreading into Mo's position. He wasn't ready for it. Norbert trying to get back onto the site, but as you said, took that little bit of molly damage. The nade lands. The headshot means that it didn't even need to land, but Kicker just styling on him at the end there. 14-8 for VP. Looking good for them to steal away K23's map pick right now. And that is despite those early kills from Nealon on long. That excellent spray transfer to get them the man advantage. The Orcs were able to fight back once the push came into the site. K23 this time with a faster play into short and a faster play into A, just relying on the flashes.
Oh, Mo and Fame getting kills. K23, they're up a player. Once again, they've got the A site. It has to be VP making the retake happen. They did it in the previous round, but this time, much more difficult because Mo is fragging. And we talked about Mo in this tournament so far. What a beast he has been. Ever since the last game of the closed qualifier, Mo has just been on a tear. They gotta make sure they keep him alive. The run boost over the top of CT. And VP is forced off the bomb site, forced out of any real opportunity for the retake as well, so just gonna hang around, wait for some exits. Map point will elude them for now. Yukindar, if he can find the AWP here, that's a big steal away. I don't think he wants to peek out, and Mo is going to be ready for that. Oh, Yukindar, oh, he's missed out on that chance. Opera was jumping down into pit, but luckily for K23, they'll keep those snipers. Double
Really
up
nice switch
side.
up. Yeah. Maybe they have an AK sitting at their spawn. They've got a lot of money at this point, so it makes sense to have one. Like Fame could easily have dropped one if you need it. Nealon's sticking with that AWP quite heavily early here, though. He's committed over towards the B tunnel, so maybe they are sticking with the double AWP setup. Who knows? That really surprises me if they do stick. Okay, no, now Nealon's going back to spawn, so I think he has got an AK. Yeah, switches back to the AK. They've just got that extra money, so he can afford to go for a pick early with the AWP. But now back to the standard rifles and back to this B-bomb site. Ooh, they've been slowed.
Being slowed down, never a good feeling. One that VP are all too aware of. And this push through the tunnels could be deadly because the bomb is down and lower. You're gonna be aware the short play might be coming through. So they're gonna throw that smoke down to delay again. Good utility usage here from VP. Good job holding on to the utility. And it's going to be JM that starts things off now. 40 seconds left. The CT side is over, has sourced them an advantage. And there's so much utility being used up into the late round. And right through the smoke, Sanji takes down the bomb. They're throwing HE in as well. And Kindar getting killed through the smoke. It's a nightmare here for K23. There's just so much utility left for Virtus.Pro. And now they're up to map point on Dust 2. And this is K23's map pick.
K23 trying to group up onto that A site, but they didn't really use all their utility there on the play. They had another smoke, they had more flashes available. I think the problem was Nealon had a full set of nades and he was over on long, so he couldn't help his teammates really in from short, which was a big shame for them. And as you said, it's really the counter utility from VP that makes the difference. 15-9, one round away, and Jame gets off to a good start in this one. It's not been the most exciting game from Jame, but he started to get a few important kills here in the second half. He started to have a bit more impact to his team, and that's all he needs to do right now, because it's looking likely that VP have a great chance of getting the win right here, although Mo might have something to say about that. Gets the pick right back.
Mo's going to do everything he can to try and keep this afloat here for K23. And another player that will do that is Fame. Nealon now having a piece of the pie as well. Virtus.Pro will not be likely closing it in this one. Buster's going to hold the long cross as K23 have found the important kills towards the end of round 25. That's going to force the CTs away and into the save call. It's going to be double figures reached for K23 in their map pick. It's hard to see the overtime, if I'm being honest. But playing the rounds here definitely makes the scoreline much more respectable. It gets them into a better mindset as well. And who knows, maybe they can find 5 extra rounds on top of this one that they need. Kill from Buster's come in. Kindle's not making any secret about where he is with that kill, and now they've switched out weapon. It's all about saving now for VP. If you keep that money, you'll be happy enough. You can drop over to players who need it. If you can keep your money for the next rounds as well, if you don't win the next round. So plenty of opportunities for VP. But K23 up to 10. You can't complain about that. Great stuff out of Nealon, Fame, and Mo.
A good round for them. Mo really having to come back with some important kills there. And he's out fragging Jame right now. If you look at the Battle of the Orpers, Jame having a couple less kills, but obviously his team doing better. Hasn't needed to have impact in all these rounds. Fast play up mid from K23. They've got this cat control. The trend forces them away from A early, but they're setting up this B-sided play. The lack of information means they go aggressive, and Buster's going to be very careful. He dodges the flash, but instant trade comes through.
Now Kindle has much more pressure. Luckily, gets away with 1 kill. Kicker's also found a kill in the round, but love a little bit more, and he's actually going to go through the smoke to try and find that. Nealon throwing utility down. Oh, he gets behind cover, and he just spotted Kicker just before he goes around the wall. So because of that, Nealon is able to get his 3rd in a round. Now Jim and Sanji, are they good enough to pull off the 2v2 retake in this B-bomb site? Certainly say so. It's a question of whether or not they can get rid of Adren and Nealon. And this tunnel play might just be the one that decides the outcome of the round. Adren, oh, he's going to find the back of Sanji, not ready for that angle. And Jim in the clutch, not going to be going for it. Saving the open to the next one, and 11 rounds now for K23. You think there's enough done on the whole? I think if Buster or Yukindar, just either of those two players get more than one there, I think the round's done. But it's just unfortunate. And that is going to be 11 now for K23.
Surprised we even said Jame in the clutch, Dinko. You should have known it's Jame in the safe.
Those are not two words I usually put together.
Yeah, Buster going 1 for 1, and then I thought the important fight here was going to be the fact that Kicker actually got that initial kill towards the mid doors, because they took out the K23 lurker, who was trying to see if he could stop that rotate from arriving. So once you get a 3v2 there, I thought VP might just set up for the retake, but Kicker goes in alone. That was a big risk, and one that didn't pay off for him this time. He loses that 1v1 fight. That's what gives K23 the opportunity, and that's another opportunity granted to them. Norbert with the spray through the smoke. Nice flash, forces Yukindar away on this AWP. He's got to go back to the B site to help his teammate Kicker out.
Sanji, can he be the player to step up? For VP at long, he's got one. Taking a second. Oh, he took good cover. Playing the angle well, but unable to do enough damage. He threw the HE, but Adren got out of that. Very lucky to get out of there as well, because that's kept it even. It's kept it within touching distance here for K23, and now they're going to challenge Jim. Off out towards long. He's got one pick onto Fame. Now Sanji, oh, he finds Adren, but around the corner, Adren gets the kill. And now that long area becomes an issue once more for Virtus.Pro to worry about, and Jim luckily turns back. Yukindar picking up the secondary AWP. Come down banana. It might actually work for him, but he's decided to go in towards second middle. Look at this banana control as well for K23. Really hoping it's going to be a B play from Virtus.Pro, but in fact it is going to be the A play. Starting to come through. Fame is up here in the apartments. He is the only player in defense actually near the site. He's waiting on his teammates to rotate over. Fame has got one, a second out from Fame, and he's still alive. Just about catching him as Kicker, but already the damage has been inflicted. It's a recovery show here for VP, and they're going to have to fight back. It is not happening for them. Mo's come in with a huge double kill, and Jame is running away. The bomb's on the other side of the map, Jame. This ain't going to be easy for him.
James was like bottom mid the whole time. He just kind of let them run past. Like, I think he's got to do something. I think he's got to cause the distraction there. Slow them down. If he can get a kill there towards, you know, T-Ramp, maybe he can slow them down. Maybe they can push that A site more easily. But now he's just left in a 1v4.
James' playstyle is certainly unique. And he's going to have to try and do something because of that. There's a smoke down in towards Moto. Flash will go through it. Jim runs on in, looking for a headshot. 10 seconds left. You kind of want to die before the time here, Jim, and he will. Yeah, more to your point, I think he definitely had opportunities there to get something done. Well, look at him. He's in T. He was
He's just so far away. Yeah,
he's
doing nothing. I'm sorry, he's just doing nothing there.
He was in T spawn, like literally in spawn, not in the T stairs. He's in spawn near the radio. Like what? Well, I don't. There's nothing you're doing that. Yeah.
And I think he was in a position where he could have like just tried to fight them. If he even just does a bit of damage and falls back, maybe they go try and clear him out instead of going back to A. Either way, K23 won't care. It's a well-played pistol from them, sticking together, landing some shots. Fame did well on the initial hold, but they've got to make sure they can handle this investment. And look at K23 go. Taking the fight to the VP, just fighting them down mid and taking a huge advantage up.
Yeah, VP not really going to be able to pull much out of this, I don't think. Look at that. Nice little skin down there as well. Kickit's going to pick that up. Almost like Kickert's listening to the observer. I'm going to throw them out of the map, though, into the water. Don't want to give the CTs any better weapons to play with. Throw on SMGs. What's the point in giving them that upgrade? Flash into middle. Kickert now runs with it. Running up with 29 seconds left. You kind of want to die before the time here. You don't want to just go into the decks with absolutely nothing of value. So Virtus.Pro are going to try and run in and try and send these two players to their death. And K23 are doing a good job of delaying that. Kicker gets one headshot, but both of them go down. 2-0 for K23. A very slow start to the rounds here for Virtus.Pro. And they don't have anything to play with in this one, so I'm thinking more of the same. And a really good start for K23. They're going to be up 3-0 at the beginning. I guess this gives us a good time to talk about the mainstream. Over there right now, it is Fours versus Na'Vi. It's being casted by Sidicust and Moses. And of course, Na'Vi going in with a win over on Ancient 16-8 on Fours' map pick. And now Fours are up 12-9 on Dust 2.
Oh! Oh my. That's the only weapon they have in the round. Everyone else has Glocks, but Kickert's Deeg could give them away in here. Aggression down mid. They're going to fall back, though. So that's actually a chance for VP to probably pick up one gun from mid, and all of a sudden, you've got to be a little concerned if you're K23.
Norbert. Little on Norbert with his MP9. The long range shot. Sam just goes through the smoke. Fame will take that easily. I think for a second there, Fame was wondering if it was the worst timing possible, but lucky Sanji didn't look the right way. And now Adren is going to hear those steps. He knows that Yukendar is in towards ruins. The bomb is going to start walking its way up Banana. And there's two players here now for the defense. Fame is in a position where he separates the bomb from its safe passage into the B bomb site. And Jim does not have any utility. He's going to have to jump around, bits out the shot. He knows there's a player there, but are you really expecting to get onto the bomb site right now? I don't think so. Kendar's already over there. They might run boost over the top, but even if they get over towards the site, they still have Adren. He's just waiting for them. He's waiting for that plan to come through, and they think they got the hard part done, but that was always the more difficult piece of landing a win for them. And in the end, it's another shutdown for K23. It's just a waiting game when you're playing against VP. You don't want to give them any of those fights because they can win them. It's just, you just got to wait. And that can be a very difficult time for a lot of teams. But these were those shots. That reset on the second is so difficult to do.
Really impressive shots from Kicker, even if they don't lead to the round win. Certainly a positive sign for VP going forwards. The rest of the team not able to capitalize, though, as they only had the Glocks. Jane being the point man on Banana. That's more what I want to see. Taking that initial fight to kneeling, getting that opener for his team. Now Norbert probably going to be forced back. If he goes down here, he's in big trouble for his team, but he's sticking around, trying to fight Banana aggressively, doing a bit of damage onto Kicker, but finally, Norbert decides it's time to play back from the bomb site.
Oh. Good kill from Jane. That's now a double kill for him at the beginning of the most important round VP have had yet. And that's why you do want to get the AWP in James' hands as much as you possibly can, because he can do those crazy openings and give you a lot of space. And now VP look to try and take this B-bomb site. There's no one on it, no one defending, and that's going to be for free. And now K23 realize, oh god damn it, they're on the B-bomb site. Norbert's going to run over and he's going to get caught in the open. Jim with another free kill. That's his third of the round. Fame and Adren, they think they're going to be able to save their weapons, but Yukendar doesn't like that idea. Yukendar thinks he's going to take every weapon out of play. And now Fame is inside of the pit alone. Not a single kill has come into the round here for K23, and this is much more like it from Virtus.Pro. If this is the kind of gun rounds we can come to expect, then you can forget about these first 3 rounds because VP will be here to play.
It's really nice seeing Jame get involved in some of the early action. Hope we get to see more of it here on Inferno, but I do think now that K23 know he's got the AWP in his hands, you may see them switch up the way they're playing. They may give away fewer opportunities early for that AWP to have the chance. That's the sort of jump play you make for Info when you think you're against the AKs, not against the AWP of Jame, who goes ahead and finds the triple kill. So we'll see if K23 adapt to the fact that Jame has that AWP in his hands so early. CTs will be fine, but they will have some limitations here. Nilan down to an MP9, a Dren down to a D, but they do have their own AWP in the hands of Mo. We'll see if he can fight back for his team.
Oh, Mo, he's got a good spot for the initial peak flashes. Gonna go there, and that's an often common setup there, but for the rifler to be close by and Mo taking the peak, but a missed shot from the AWPer, and that allows his teammate to go down. Luckily, Mo trades it out quite quickly, but the turn of the attentions has been back over to the A side. The Dren is close to the body shots and the deagle. It's actually Fame who's got the kill, and the Dren has done damage, but Kicker gets traded out by Fame. Bomb plant will start to come through for Virtus.Pro. They have got a man deficit, but with the bomb planted and Jame at the scope of the AWP, there's always a chance here, especially with 2 Molotovs left into this post plant. That's going to slow things down with James Molly. Sanji's going to hang on to his, and Jam drops back into pit. This position, so difficult to flush out. Extremely difficult if you don't have utility. And when it's Jam in the pit, it's really hard to get him out of here. So I think at this point, K23, they've got to get this kill quickly if they want any sort of chance of getting into the site. Jam has been forced to hide away, but K23 have been forced to save their weapons. Jam is going to try and run away into the library. Could have stayed in the pit if he didn't take damage, and he's not going to get away, but luckily Sanji will grab the AWP. That's what it was all about, right? Is getting that AWP over to Sanji so he can save it into the next round. But overall, good round from Jam and VP. Great recovery.
Yeah, and I like the idea from K23. When you realize that they're going to run it back to A quickly, instead of just sitting on the site and control and committing both players to just guaranteed dying on the trade and just trying to get as many kills as you can, they go ahead and have both players playing on long so they can have one more man survive. It gave them a better chance on the retake, having a 3v2 advantage, but unfortunately they just couldn't find a way in. So not a bad idea from K23. It doesn't pay off for them, but now Fame's got to be careful. So many players coming his way. He cuts down 2 of them, but Buster's 1 man too many. And now they're going to run it into this A bomb site. Buster not wasting any time, but a Dren has snuck below, and a Dren plays the trigger this and he lands on his head. What? How does a Dren not get that kill? Oh no!
Unbelievable that a Dren doesn't come out with it. And now it's just Norbert in the 1v3. He's got so many fights he's got to take. And this is a nightmare right now for K23. Bomb hasn't even gone down yet. They're just waiting for Norbert. They're just playing with their food. And they're waiting for that flanker as well. They've got Jim coming all the way around from CT, but Norbert slipped in. He found the bomb. He nearly gets away with a 2nd kill. But Buster gets the frag. Oh, imagine if Norbert pulls that off.
Oh man, I don't know what to say about that round. I have no clue. Oh dear, a Tran is going to be so frustrated with that one. In his head, he was lining up the 2K. Doesn't even get 1.
At least it's Dren, right? Because that's not going to affect his mindset as much because he's obviously a level-headed, experienced player. If that was Norbert, from what we've seen in the close qualifiers, damage would be done.
Yeah, he was getting annoyed at some points. Nice try from Norbert, man, but couldn't get the turnaround. Oh, Sanji
no,
oh boy.
Someone make sure you give Dren a hug at the end of this map. He really needs it. Oh my god. Deagle body shots usually so good in that situation.
Trent's been shooting a paintball gun in these last couple of rounds. looks it to be. Not even needed. Obviously, they don't know that. But it is completely clear. So VP about to get themselves into the lead. Gotta say, I'm really enjoying just this. It just feels like a more energized VP. That's honestly the way I'd put it. Like in these previous games, it almost feels like they're just slowly going, oh, I guess we'll do this, or I guess we'll do that, or oh, I guess we have to push now. But they're just taking a bit more initiative, and I'm really appreciating it right now. I think it's great, actually, that in such a short time, they have identified some of their issues, that they are now seeming to sort that out quite quickly. I know VP are a team who always like to watch back their games instantly, too. They always say 3 of their players actually watch back their demos. I believe it's Jame, Yakindar, and then I think it might be Kickert, who all try and watch back the demos and look at specific areas on the map and look at specifically what's been going wrong. So if you have that sort of work ethic, you can have a quick turnaround. You can have a quick improvement to your game. And I think in tournaments especially, VP like to try and do that. And it looks like they may have here, because they're looking so much better today.
It's better to improve during the tournament than after, because if you improve during the tournament, you're going to be getting a far better result. It's never too late, right? And yeah, I think VP, I think they're bound to have realized yesterday, you know, it's pretty obvious at this point, this slow style is not working. You know, we're just getting wrecked. They're saving the utility. What can we do? So I like it's more assertive, it's more confident. And the cool thing is about VP, they have the individual to be able to do this. Kicker, confident spray down, but he only gets 1 out of it. I thought he was about to get a second, but just couldn't quite connect the final bullets onto Norbert, and he does come away with 1. So and it's going to be traded a blow for blow and towards Banana, and some utility in towards top mid here from VP. They've smoked off left side of brackets, and Yakindar is going to play near to the smoke and then come back over towards shorts, waiting for his time to strike. If he is to walk around the corner, it would be quite a difficult setup to break out, because you've got that player up in balcony, one in towards the site itself, and the ult of Mo has been really good in towards that position, so you don't want to be doing that. I think Fame up here might just be the more prized player to take out, because if you can take out the rifle, okay, Mo might be able to get 1 on the AWP, but you should be trading him out efficiently. It's Fame who has the multi-kill potential. We'll see if he can get it. It's actually quite a good angle. Is he about to change it up? Oh, he is. He's going to look away, and now the balcony play might come out here from Virtus.Pro while they're looking the wrong way. James come up into mid. They're dropping back into the site. Fame's going to turn his attentions back up towards balcony. Virtus.Pro look to try and come through here. Yakindar's head's been spotted. Fame gets away with 1, but it's Mac-10 Sanji who's come swinging out of apartments. And Mo has got that 1 kill. They haven't been able to overwhelm the offer. And he gets away with a second just as the smoke pops.
Looked like Buster should have landed a few more shots there. And here comes Mo through the smoke. Jame was planting slightly in the open, and that means he had to awkwardly get off the bomb, try and get the headshot, but not allowed to happen this time. Oh no, what? Okay, we get it from Buster's POV. That's what that was for, guys. We weren't just rubbing it into a drink.
Everyone in production's got the evil laugh right now at this point. Like, oh, we'll put this on the stream. Just make sure he sees that over and over again. Anybody who did miss it, that's what happened to us right a couple of rounds ago. Now, that wasn't decisive from VP that last round. We'll see if they can get it in this one. Chi over the top of the half wall, try to force back these CTs, and they've done a decent job of that. They've got top banana control. Buster is the man who's going to be clearing that out. Try and reclaim banana control here. Good flash in from Neil, and he just peeks it, sees that no one's there. I think Buster now has to try and take the fight, and nearly gets away with a chance there, but Neil drops back. More comfortable position for him. They're going to boost him up on the ledge here. VP with just over a minute left, a much slower round out of them. They're saving their utility. They're not using much of it early. Looks like they're going to go for more of a standard Virtus.Pro round with the lit round explosive execute.
Left lots of nades for it. And K23 are starting to respect some of these faster plays that VP have been going for. They've used the majority of their nades early, so less counter utility for the CT side. That means VP should have a better time on this late round. Smokes up towards long. Mo's been smoked off entirely. That means that Fame on the site itself has a tough task on his hands, but he's sitting behind this smoke, trying to see if he can cause any issues. They're stuck on each other. Sanji eventually realizes it, backing on up for the early kill. And now this is a really hard retake.
It's always hard to get a retake going on the Inferno A side of the best of times. Never mind with the lack of utility they've got. May have the fuse kits, but getting anywhere near that site, especially with some of the utility that VP still have left, even in this post plant, is just not gonna go well for you. They go into Boiler, and Sanji was waiting for the headshot, so he'll get one on their way out. And that's gonna be K23 losing the round, and VP heading into the lead here. It was a very strong start for K23, but VP have warmed up into things. They are much more comfortable on Inferno at the moment. Luckily, K23 do save 3 of their weapons, so it is still going to be a decent buy here for K23. Sanji's been the master of the apartments in the last few rounds.
He's been stepping up. Been a good showing from him. Into round 10 we go. Molly's into top banana. Kicker will have to get away with his teammates smoking that one for him. Sanji's back in the apartments for this round. Fame sitting on the other side. Nice off angle this time from Fame. Catches Sanji off guard. It's 2 early kills from K23. This time they are set up for a much greater chance at success.
Oh, kicker. A little swing out, trying to spot out if there's a coffin player, but it is your Kindar that has opened things up in the round for Virtus.Pro, but traded out very quickly by Nealon, and that's important because now CT still have the 2-2 setup. 2-1 towards the B-bomb side, 2 towards A. VP are really trying to see what they can get out of this B-bomb site. James trying to force the issue with the AWP. And Kicker the Jam are trying their best to get their way back in, but K23 are not going to let that happen on the B-bomb site for now. So they turn their attentions back over to the A side of the map, and this could work. If they can eliminate Fame real quick, it could actually open up an opportunity, but they need this quick kill. And oh, he spotted a little bit of a head there. And they're going to go a long way back. It's going to be VP calling it off. There's not enough time, especially if you're not going to go for the decisive, explosive mid-run. So, yeah, save call is the only option for them.
Especially with Kicker being the one man without money. He would like to save, and his teammates can all rebuy, no questions asked. So they're fine. Even scoreline so far, but VP have come on strong in the gun rounds. It's K23 who got off to a good start at a 3-0 lead. That was that banana play that I don't think we quite got to catch because we were focused on Fame, but Fame's kill was also a very important one. And Fame has been playing well again. He's really been having a good showing for himself so far throughout this tournament. 14 for 7 right now in just 10 rounds. See if that's set to continue, as both Orps are back out onto the server. A couple of nades going back and forth on banana, but I think this time K23 aren't going to go quite as aggressive. So they're playing more back from the site. Here comes the fast pop play though. VP getting straight into top mid.
Well, good initial kill from a Tren. It silences your Kindar, who can often be the key to unlocking the rounds for Virtus.Pro. So he's thrown away the key. Now the battering ram a Buster has to try and do something, and it can't even get near the site. Fame taking him out. Very good stuff here from K23 and some of these initial plays. And I was saying this over on Dust too. If you see VP going for some of these quicker responses and they're trying to change up their game plan, if you could stop these entries from Yukindra and Buster, you're going to force VP into these slower plays. And they haven't worked for them. Over and over again, they have not been working. So this could just be the key to success for K23, and it's these individual fights starting to come in now. One by one they go. Luckily, Sanji getting a headshot, but it's still a 2v4. You need a hero play here, and luckily Sanji can sometimes be that hero. He's found a second. They'll start to run back. You know, you're not really getting much help from Jam at this point. So, probably it's going to be a safe call again, isn't it? They're going to try and run for it. They're going to try and go for it. Thank God for this. Jam trying to attempt the round win. There's limited time left. They need the kills quickly. They haven't even got enough time to clear the back of the site and just peeking up. Adren with a headshot. And now it's just Jam left in the site. Nearly gets off with a big kill on top, but Adren with the spam down. I think if you're going to go for that, you go a little bit quicker than that, but I guess they just go in with as little amount of time left.
And the round ends with a whimper for VP. Not able to clear out any of the spots on the site. As you said, low time, no way to clear out Adren. He can just get that one kill to make the difference. So K23 with a solid chance here of getting an even greater lead. 6-5 up. Should turn to 7, assuming this round doesn't go horribly wrong for them. Banana control has already been taken, although against the pistols, you may not want to play those close range angles where you're committed and you could give away your rifle too easily. Jame also has an AK on the VP side, which you've got to take into account, but they don't have any nades, so he's got to rely on dry peaks, and there's an AWP waiting for him. There's so many players stacked into top mid. It's going to be hard to get anything out of this, and indeed, James already dead.
Not a good start for VP. Good starts, sorry, bad starts usually end in bad endings as well. It's very pessimistic outlook on life, isn't it? But it is the more likely of scenarios.
No CT smoke.
Yeah.
So Nilan's going to have this clear line of sight.
Oh, what? Okay, Buster, that's one way of dealing with it. Maybe you don't need a CT smoke. It's got a deagle and Sanji as well. Okay, VP, this is much more like it. But that CT smoke eventually does come back to bite them. Unless they can get the bomb planted for Banana. The run moved over the top. It's risky, and Adren stops it from working. They could have double stacked in Banana since the bomb was planted for it. But Sanji, they know he's there, and they'll take him out. They'll clean it up in the end. I thought there was a much better chance there for VP in the end, but that CT smoke does come back to bite them in the end. Or lack of, should I say.
That run boost could have been cool if it's timed with the AK being able to peek. Like, the AK was planting the bomb, I believe, so obviously couldn't happen. But, yeah, great shot from Buster. Then Sanji dodges the flash, has to turn back. That is not an easy shot to hit. But he made it look quite easy with the way he controlled his crosshair. VP putting up a surprisingly good fight in that round. And now they've got a chance to put up an even better one as they have themselves pretty much a perfect fallback. Sanji's missing one nade, but that is it. And Adren getting run boosted early. Doesn't want to fight for Banana. Doesn't look like it. You've always got to be concerned of those mollies. Look at that from Fame, though. James just not ready for him. Mo peeking down mid for another kill. VP gets snuffed out of the round quite early on. Oh, God. It's gone from bad to worse.
ST side there's no hope right now. All these initial fights are looking good for K23, and I mean, this has been the story for the last 4 rounds, so VP really need to start figuring out how they're going to make some openings. Maybe it's a gimmicky setup. Try and get James to get an opening with that AWP. Just get something out of it. I think they've tried. You know, Yukindar has been doing a lot of his usual entry antics. He just hasn't really been coming out with the goods. You know, Buster, you can often rely upon him as the second man, and he's not really getting much. And even Jame in the last gun round even got taken out quite early, so it is a little unfortunate. I think VP needs to just, first of all, think about what can work to get opening kills, because that is what they're losing so easily right now. Once you lose all of these openings, VP don't often figure out how to come out of the deficits that well. You know, when they're down into the 3v5s, the 4v5s, they generally haven't been able to find the responses or even really shown a willingness or belief that they're going to be able to pull it off. So I think they really need to play while they're ahead. Once they get that opening kill, they can feel much more comfortable and actually have belief they can win the round. If not, generally it will be the save call, and that's not going to win you rounds.
I don't think it could ever win you rounds if you fully commit to the save. I guess that technically the CTs could all push you and die, but we all know that's not going to happen. So 2 saved guns for the VP side. And they're going to force off the back of it. Sanji dropping that AK over to Yakinda. He'll take a Deeg in return. He's happy enough with that Deagle, which we saw him put to use in a previous round. Boost being attempted by Nealon. Oh, you might have to give up on that now. 2 times it failed, but Buster hit by the nades. They know he's close by. He still gets away with a kill. No one there to back him up, but a pretty decent start to the round because those guns that have been dropped on Banana should be able to be recovered. It may take a while, but I think they'll get them eventually.
And there it is.
Should be one more if you want it. I think it's a bit deeper in Banana, though, on that left side.
Ooh, this mid wall. This could start to come in. This could be nasty. VP might have just a timer on the play now. Try and get in towards the site, because if not, they could get sandwiched in. They've got to make sure this fight works for them. Norbert, oh, beautiful stuff from Yakinda. The headshot into the back of the bomb site. Neil is going to try and smoke out, allow himself to get forward, but he's going to play at the edge of the coffin, waiting for the plan to come through. He's going to try and line it up, but through the smoke, he gets lined up. Kicker takes him down, and now the mid flank needs to be successful. It's a quick headshot from Fame, and now the attentions of VP in this post plant can turn into holding Banana. Fame will start to walk up into this. HE deep into dark. It lands half HP damage onto Yakinda. But they need mistakes to come in. They need Jam to peek into the AWP of Mo. Or at least the AK of Fame, and they're not giving him anything. And finally, Jam will peek. It's for the headshot. And the second HE comes in on Yakinda, finishes him off. But it's Kicker that closes out the job here for VP. And it is a round they desperately needed. And it's just picked up AKs. In the end, they're getting it.
Really well played by Yakinda in this round too, who kills-wise hasn't been having a great game, but the fact that he's able to beat the molly there, jump all the way into barbecue, into pool, whatever you want to call it, he's able to get into that position, and it makes it so much more difficult for the CT who's holding, because he has to be concerned about that angle. If Yakinda goes down early there, it is so much easier for K23 to just fully focus that one Banana angle. They can probably keep you trapped in that choke point. But instead, Yakinda gets to pull, and then he realizes he actually just needs to survive there. Just be in that position where they have to be concerned about you, be able to put a bit of pressure on. You can wait for your teammates to fight even, and then keep your head up at the same time and get 2 different angles. This is the play right here. Just stays alive, eventually gets the kill. Obviously, the headshot makes a massive difference. That's what gets them onto the bomb site. But getting into that position in the first place was so important for them, because they could have easily been stuck behind the flames. So, lovely work from Yakinda. And we'll have a technical pause on our hands, which means we can go for a bit of a nature documentary, Dinko. Nice and relaxing.
It's a pretty boring nature documentary. We're covering goldfish in a fountain.
Yeah? Goldfish are an important part of the ecosystem.
Especially ones in man-made structures.
Now, the food chain in this fountain is the algae is at the bottom of the food chain, or the plankton.
Go on, give us your best.
And then that's eaten by the fish.
Go on, Alex, you can do it.
That's it.
Come on, give us your best Sir David Attenborough voice. You're English, from London, you got it, come on.
I don't have the dulcet tones that are needed.
No,
I don't think.
Maybe not. Maybe in like 70 years. But, you know, we'll remember this moment. The tech pause of VP versus K23 in 70 years. We'll remember this moment. And then we'll bring it back.
There's a couple of lily pads on the pond, actually, so maybe there are some frogs there. I'm not sure where the frogs sit in the food chain.
I don't
What
think
the frogs
fish are
eat.
eating frogs.
No, they're not, but
I don't think
I don't really
frogs
know
are
what
eating
frogs eat
fish.
either.
So they'd be
You
eating
think?
the fly.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Well, juggling. We get some. It's a talent show here. Welcome to the K23 StarLadder talent show. Juggling is hot here. He hasn't actually caught any of them. They hit the floor every single time. There we go. He caught one finally. Amazing stuff. You got any special talent, Talker?
I don't think so.
You don't know.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Not that I know of. I mean, what is a good answer to that question? Like, do you have any special talents?
I mean, do you play an instrument? Do you have any cool things like can you juggle or anything you would do at a talent show? Let me rephrase the question then. If I were to host a talent show, what would you do at it?
I wouldn't do anything, mate. I wouldn't do anything.
All right, so you wouldn't even enter
very
the talent
talented.
show.
No. I'd be a judge.
So what you're saying is you're talentless.
Exactly. That's what I do here. I just judge the players, and I don't play because I'm bad at playing. Like,
True.
obviously.
True. I mean, it all makes sense actually. I don't know what I'd do at a talent show. Probably play an instrument or something. I
The
never
thing,
win,
if you
though.
play an instrument, it's just gonna it would just be something really basic, and it wouldn't be good enough. You know.
Who?
That would be my concern.
Me?
Yeah. I don't think I don't think you're practicing an instrument every day, are you?
No, but I've passed all my exams on the orchestral flute, so I guess I can pick that up whenever I want. I guess it's kind of like riding a bike.
Okay.
Just pick it up again, warp out of tune, and there we go. It's probably gonna be better, especially if the competition's you, Hulk, because you're not even entering the competition, so I'm automatically the winner. And I don't think juggling here is really going to help. So, anyway, we're right back into the action. We finished our nature documentary, our talent discussion. Hulk being a judge. Judge this round, Hulk. Go ahead.
Thankfully, we won't have to hear your orchestral flute, Dinko. I'm glad about that. I'm glad the tech pause is over. Woo! We'll save that for another day.
Yeah.
Now we got Counter-Strike on the agenda. Nade into second mid. You know what would be a good question? Which, out of all the talent at this event, who would win a talent show? Do you think anyone's got any hidden talents?
Probably Sedicus. He's just stupidly talented, isn't he? Who knows? Might have something else in that.
Vince can play instruments. I know.
Oh, actually, Vince, I forgot.
He was on
he
the
was
first
there on
day.
the first day. Yeah, no,
we
Vince.
got
Vince
the desk too, which is coming in later, which have been announced.
Yeah, Thorin and Vendetta. Thorin might have some secret skills. I mean,
And Banks is on there.
And Banks, yeah. Well, Banks
You
can
didn't
probably
include
knock
him because you
someone
don't
out real
think he's
quick.
very talented, right?
Yeah.
I want to say that to his face.
Yeah, I get knocked out by Banks. That would be his talent. Well, 55 seconds. It's Nealed. Oh, and a double. It's kicking and Buster both down, and now it's your Kindar, Jam, and Sanji to the left to try and pick up the scraps. And oh no, VP, this is not the round that you wanted out of a pause. This is terrible. A terrible round. For VP at least, it's beautiful for K23. In fact, it's perfect at the moment. It might stay that way. We'll see if VP can get any kills. Smokes down on the crosses, gaps to play with, and Jim now leaps onto the bomb site for the plant, and Mo is coming with a kill. Jim now wrapping around. It's a no-scope from Mo to close out the half. 9-6 for K23 here in Inferno. We mentioned coming into the second map that they're comfortable playing the map, and they have delivered a good game in the first half at least.
Good showing so far. Maybe this series has more life in it than we initially thought it would. This is Nealam from the sandbags. Position that oftentimes I think if it doesn't get mollied out, it is oftentimes good for that 2K. I feel like that's a pretty likely outcome there. Nealam does well to line up both of those kills though. Got to give him credit for the quick, snappy kills on the board. And now K23 will show us if they can do the same on their T side. Coming into Banana early, Yakindar here to meet them. Looks like he's somewhat aware there's a player trapped on that right side. I don't know if Mo wants to round the corner, though. Instead, they're going to sneak up on Yakindar, finally spotting him, but that USP will fall back to a safer spot.
Oh, they're really trying for the opening here. I think VP would desperately need the pistol win. And K23 having top banana control, it's a pretty good start for them. They're going to smoke down into CT spawn as well, but a really good headshot from Buster. A man advantage picked up. They need the second kill as well. Yekindar can't afford to go down, and he has fallen. That has given the bomb site to K23. I think Yekindar needed a kill there to feel comfortable for Virtus.Pro. And now they've got to think about the retake attempt. They have no kit on their backs right now, just utility. Kicker definitely has that HE primed and ready to go. It's going to be the smoke that's deployed first in towards Banana to try and separate off their opponents. Deep HE in, but it is on to Fame, who has health, so won't end up being that effective. And another kill has come in from Nealon, so K23 looking real good into the pistol up until this point where it could go either way. And Nealon looks up alongside Mo. They get the 3K between them. It's 10 rounds for K23, and there's that B-tick that is so lethal.
Deadly for them. Getting onto the site nice and quick, and the post plant still wasn't easy. You saw VP coming back with some really good shots, but Nealand winning that first fight on CT in the 2v2 is huge. Once he gets that kill, even though they're both low, they can both fight that final player at the same time, so there's no way he can turn around onto both of them as he runs out into the middle of the site. Now VP could really do with winning on this force buy. They go for the investment, and Yekindar might have a timing window here. He's just moved down mid. K23 could be caught off by this. Mo's sitting, and he's not ready for Yekindar to be so far forwards. Smoke goes down. That could be an AK recovered for Yekindar. You do not want to give this man an AK, but he's going for more, and Neelam finally stops him.
It's a hot day in Kazakhstan, and it's a hot day on the server for K23. It's looking good now, and especially in this round. Virtus.Pro just looking to scrap together what they can. Jam often good with a scout. Holds into top middle. Here comes Adren peeking into him. Good bit of damage dished out, and he'll go back in for more here, Jam. Only looking to try and find that kill, but the bomb has had enough. It doesn't want to go and challenge the scout. They're going to go back to B, and there is 2 players over there right now for Virtus.Pro. This could work out for them if they create some chaos. There's only 35 seconds left, and the smoke is going to deploy. Got to get these kills quickly, though, VP, if they want to win this round. And Buster and Sanji on the Deagles. Jamie's cut off the rotation back over to A as well. So VP, there's no other options for K23. They're going to have to run the scout down. They feel like they've got a chance up against the scout. If they can overrun Jim, they've got the site, and the MAC-10's charging in, and Jim does go down without a fight. So the K23 site will get onto the site with enough time to plant the bomb, and it felt like there was a chance there if they went into the B-bomb site, but now they changed it up, and the composure there to decide they want to go back A is enough to get them the round win. 11-6. K23 definitely looking like Inferno is a real possibility. And then we're going to go to overpass.
Really nice late round call for them. As you said, Nealand needs some credit for that. Staying composed under trying circumstances. Definitely looking like Inferno's a real possibility here. Generally, teams are nowadays doing really well on this T side. You would expect them to get a good amount of their success on this T half. Okay, Buster, you're all right. You've got that kill, but are you going to be trapped in the corner? Yes. Nealand's there to run him down. One more gun removed from VP ahead of this one. They won't have much to work with. Has to be one save, and then pressure is on VP in the next round once they get their buy on board. Sanji's not allowed the MAC-10, of course. Into the hands of Yekindar it goes.
For Sanji. And while it's Mo, who is taking kicker out, Yekindar's now got the MAC-10. We'll see how VP fare on the defense. Shouldn't really be much resistance. So K23 you're gonna have the A site for free. I like free things.
I'm sure they do too.
Free samples are the best, Hulker. You know when you go to a supermarket, they're handing out free samples? Dude, they're the best. all you gotta do, take a free sample, walk away. If you're wearing a hoodie, take it off, go back up, grab another sample. Get sample, and then next time put the hoodie on, put the hood up this time, and get a third free sample.
You know what they say, Dinko? Nothing comes free in this world. They're giving you that free sample because they know, long run, some people are going to like the free sample enough to go buy the thing. That's their game.
Truly,
They're not being nice.
Thank you for enlightening me, Hawker. I truly had no idea.
But at the end of the day, if you do enjoy it, it's kind of a win-win.
No, it is a win-win, dude. It's like a little bite. Especially the cinnamon buns, man. They are so good. Actually, the marketing strategy of Cinnabon, right, is that they put the Cinnabuns, they start making them and always have them ready, and they never put them near the food court. They always put them randomly all over the rest of the store because they want people to go in shopping and they have the smell of a cinnamon bun before they go around the corner, and then by the time they get around the corner, they really want a cinnamon bun. And there's nothing else there to distract them. There's no other smells, and that is next level marketing right there.
I think there are, yeah, stores that genuinely like pump loads of smells into like.
Yeah.
I think that's a common thing.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, it actually makes people buy more things. Which is kind of fun. I think that's the case for a lot of different stores. Anyway, back into it. We got the mollies on banana. We got early damage both ways, and this is a round that VP really need. Their nades have done a pretty good job early on banana. They will now rotate a third man into CT. Sanji's actually staying between the bomb sites right now, so he's ready to respond to either side of the map. K23 taking their time early in this one, though.
Yeah, really taking the time. Just gonna try and pull as much utility out of Virtus.Pro as possible. So within the next few seconds, K23 will likely end their execute. 3 players a day right now for VP, and 4 now for K23 heading their way over towards this side of the map. They're just gonna leave a Dren in banana, but here comes the attack. 30 seconds left for VP to hold on. Jim is gonna pull that scope back in towards the site. He's got to worry about apartments, but luckily has riflers that can help him out here, but no kills yet for either side. And finally that'll change. Jim coming in with a kill. Sanji as well on the double. A kicker has assisted in death. It is K23 with just the Dren left alive, running over to die before the time. And luckily that mercy is given to him. But VP with a really convincing round, and it's so needed from them as well.
The T's try and smoke off long there, but that actually kind of helps VP just fully focus on that short side. And when you've got 3 CTs focused on that short side, and that's the only position K23 are really pushing from, that is oftentimes going to be the outcome of the round. Unless you have some brilliant nades, some brilliant flashbangs pushing in from one side like that, especially so late in the round when you're kind of giving the game away. It's a little too easy for VP to hold. They even had Yakindar rotating in towards long, so he could call 100%. Yeah, guys, long is clear. Don't worry about it. Yakindar right now is saying, don't worry about banana. I've got it, boys. Early kill, blind through the smoke, headshot with the AK. Bish, bash, bosh. I don't know if that's a thing outside the UK, so some people
They say it in CSGO. They said it's a voice line.
Oh, no, they
in
do.
CSGO.
You're right. Yeah. That's why it was in my head, clearly.
Yeah. Yeah, you just don't say that in your everyday life, do you, Hulk? It's like your dad gives you dinner, he's like, bish, bash, boy.
You might say it sometimes.
He might say it sometimes. Well, what's an English phrase, like a real British phrase that you say?
Bish, bash, bosh. Jobs are good.
Bob's your uncle.
Exactly.
Here comes the attack from K23. They got a bish, they got a bash, and they got a bosh VP. Let's see if they can do it. 45 seconds left. And they're going to think about all of their options they've got available to them. With this utility, there are plenty of them. But with the time, not really. They got to go towards A. Sanji's been flashed into short, trying to get some information. Now the attack comes out balcony. It's Kicker that's ready through the smoke, and Norbert goes down. This is K23 maybe taking a leaf out of VP's book, because now they got to run back. Not enough time to win the round, so they're going to go and save. Oh. It's always frustrating when you see these rounds. You know, when I'm watching VP and another Kazakhstani team play, I have to prepare a lot of filler content next time, Hawk. You know, I gotta write down some jokes, write down some stories, because we got a lot of free time.
Try and push the A site. Get completely destroyed. Bish bash bosh. Job's a good. Wait, no, Job isn't a good one. Oh no,
Job's
they
not a
lose
good
that
one.
round. What's your favorite, Dinko? Bish, bash, or bosh?
Bosh.
My favorite's actually option D, bush.
Bish bash bosh bush.
Wasn't even an option.
Wow, what a
I just
rebel.
invented it.
What a...
Too cool for school. What can I say?
It is late in the day here. Sweet.
I don't go to school anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm cool.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the only thing. But, you know, Twitch chat, definitely think we're still at school. Think we're skipping school. That's the baby casters on the cast.
If you're in Twitch chat and you're still going to school, I'm cooler than you. The saying says it, so it must be true.
Who says it?
The saying. It's just a saying.
The saying. Okay.
Everyone says it.
Yeah.
It's just a known fact of life. It is strange that some people choose to go to school for longer and just not be cool for longer, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the people that didn't go to my school were have definitely not ended up cool, that's for sure. They've probably ended up a little worse off in life. So.
Okay, now people in Twitch chat just think we're skipping school to come and cast this.
That's what I just said, yeah. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
The baby casters, man. We're here on the stream.
One day we'll grow up.
Causing all sorts of child labor law issues for this tournament, guys. That's generally the jokes in Twitch chat. I've loved all of them. So, keep them coming. Anyway, here we go. It's not a goodbye for K23. It's kind of disappointing, honestly. Let's see if they can get off the bang.
Dinko, it's not a goodbye. So are they going to have to say goodbye to this round?
What has happened to you, Hawker? What has happened to you?
Comedic genius over here.
Max cringe. You just turn up the cringe on me.
What do you mean?
Max
That was
setting.
good. That was good.
Yeah, it was good, I suppose. It's better than most of your jokes. We should really open up your own comedy club. It kind of has its own shtick, right? It's just not funny. It's unique.
That's not very unique. There are a lot of unfunny comedians out there.
True, but they're trying to be funny. You're trying to not be funny.
No, I'm trying, Dinko. I'm trying.
And so is Norbert.
Sanji, careful. They're closing the distance here with the pistols. James not really able to help him too much. Smoke's about to land on one, so Sanji has to deliver, and he can't. They get onto the site, into a 3v3. James thinking of the fight. Nice shot from him. Now they've got a much better chance on the retake.
Whoa. Paul Fame is going to be locking in the plant, but can he lock in the round here for K23? They're going to start moving forward. That one does damage, gets you Kindar, but couldn't quite get Buster. And now it's all Adren, the legend of Kazakhstan. He's going to hear the tap of the bomb. He goes in with a Tech 9, quick headshot, and the legend might just pull off a legendary clutch hit. He's done damage with a Tech 9. James tapped again, but Adren sees he's not on it, and Jim still hits the headshot. He's going to go back onto the defuse. A really nice try there from Adren, but it's not going to be enough in the end.
I'm really glad James goes and fights with his team there. I think he absolutely had to go ahead and get that kill, and I think it's important that he identified that. I mean, the first shot, ridiculous, but then here, I love that he realizes there's a little gap on the smoke, I can make something happen, because sitting back in the 3v3 retake is so difficult there, but getting that kill delays the bomb plant even longer, gives his team extra time and the man advantage for the retake. Important awareness from James there that he had to make the play, and I'm glad he made it, because now this game is on. K23 back down to pistols. VP with a good chance for double digits.
Kindar going on a little bit of a walk now down Banana. It's Norbert with a deagle that has come out with a kill. And that is a great start for K23. They need every single advantage they can find in this kind of round. And getting an opening kill definitely does not hurt matters. We got a rotation of another player coming over for VP. They're going to bolster out this B defense, and here comes the utility. K23 are fully executing him. They have got weaker weapons, but now a rifle's being found, and it's in Fam's hands. 26 kills, and that's all it'll be here at the end of the round. Buster comes in with that quick M4 kill, and Adren starting to poke and prod into what is an empty A bomb site. There's no one here right now for Virtus.Pro. They've made a huge rotation, and they're getting kills into Banana. They can quickly make the rotation back to A, but I don't think it's going to be quick enough to prevent the plant. And in fact, K23 can get the bomb plant out of the round and maybe even a chance here. So, not the best scenario for VP to be in. And oh no, Adren's in with a headshot. Not looking for him. It will be Buster that hits the deck in a 2v3. K23 have got players in decent spots. Kneeling in the middle of the bomb site, but it's more Mo at Graveyard that might actually be able to pull something off. And Kneeling, oh, okay, the Deagle and the Tech 9. How have K23 pulled off this round?
Stunning shots from Nealon on the bomb site, behind the sight box. You can pop your head up, take the headshot fights. And this is the blessing and the curse of Yakindar. However badly he's playing in a game, he's going to keep playing his way. He's going to keep going for fights. He tries to take the kill on Banana, despite having a bad game individually so far. Only 7 kills on the board. He goes for the fight. He loses it. And then VP over-rotate to try and make up for that fact. They stick everyone on B. A is wide open. Still, huge props to Nealan for those shots. Big overperformance from the bomb site. A bunch of important kills coming through with the pistols. And now VP are under all sorts of pressure here. This could be their last chance to really get something going. If they lose this, their money is struggling. They want to get proactive, and the flash is fantastic. Bane with 2 early kills. Buster just about able to get away, and the smoke should keep him safe for now.
Kicker. Oh, he's going to look for the shot, but Nealon has got rid of him. VP have actually just probably thrown away their Inferno after losing that last round. It really feels like that is going to be the sucker punch that starts to break them down here. Oh, nice shot from Sanji, but they're going to need a lot more. Need a lot more. And luckily, Sanji can provide kills on the Deagles. K23 have got an open A side again. So they're going to run over towards that. And Nealon, the Deagle Meister from the last round, gonna try and find where he's gonna go with this M4. They found good weapons here, VP. All up in the hands of Buster. But he's reading a book in the library. And Nealon is the evil librarian. In behind him that kills that. And Sanji, he's got a kit, he's got a smoke, he's got a Molotov, some Kevlar, and an AK-47. So it's a safe call for Sanji. If his teammate had stayed alive, probably would have went for that, but has to be the save call. And that's going to be 14-9 now for K23. 2 rounds away from sending us to overpass.
Streams could be trading map picks here. It's looking more and more likely. Fame with the double spray down initially. Yakindar, I think, missed his opportunity with the FAMAS. Struggling again with the spray. Sanji tried to take initiative back, but Nealan again with some really nice kills in that round. Another impactful double kill from him. And what do you even have up your sleeve if you're VP at this point? Because this is not a situation you expect to be in. Not a situation you're going to have practiced too often. Normally in scrims, you're playing with the full gun rounds all the time. So when you have just one saved AK and you need a round win, unless you've theory crafted something, you've got to, I guess, try and come up with something on the fly. That's what VP will be doing here. Oh, wow. It's a force bite. They're going all in. Can't blame them. Their money's so bad at this point that a save wouldn't do too much for them, so they just decide, screw it. We're not playing for overtime. We're playing for the win right here and now. And while the weaponry isn't great, they do have some nades. They do have the 1 AK for Sanji. There are potential ways into this round for VP.
Lots of positive possibilities, but how likely they are is pretty small. But we'll see if K23 will drop the ball here. They've looked pretty good in recent rounds. They're going to throw some utility in towards this B bomb site. They're going to get ready to walk into what will be a stack of 3 players. And another rotation might start to come through here from VP. They've shown a willingness to go heavy for these B rotates. And K23, they're going to have to deal with now 4 players on the B site. They still have 1 in middle. Norbert is still over there to try and call out of whether or not they want to go back in towards A. He can quickly dash in towards that A site, but even now he's leaving. A rotation has come back over from VP into the A site. And they're really taking their time. They're trying to figure out what is available on this B-bomb site. And oh, Yukindo has had enough. He goes aggressive with the flash of Sanji. He's going to get 1 kill out of his 5-7, but there goes the A play now. They're running back over to A. And just as well, Jay made the rotation back over here now. It's going to be Kicker and him trying to hold on for 30 seconds. Flashes go in. Kicker underneath the hay bales. It's Sanji that's gone down out of play, and Yukindo's got over here with the AK-47. K23, they've not got much time here. They have to go. Only 20 seconds. They throw the flash through. There's Kicker with a kill. He goes back up for another one, but Adren is good. It's the massive Buster, though, that drops the bomb, and another kill. Virtus.Pro, they win the round on weaker weapons, and they're up to double figures. They're still alive here in Inferno.
Big moment in the game, and VP step up when they need to. They had that smoke on short. K23 try and go through. You can see they instantly start running back to A, but that just gives away to VP that they can fully rotate, fully stack this A bomb site. They had that smoke down on short. K23 had 1 player trying to rush through it, but the rest of the squad couldn't follow up. It's just such a hard position to push through that smoke. And VP take another tactical timeout. I think they're probably partly making sure they keep their emotions in check, but part of them may be trying to figure out what K23's money looks like, because the T's have actually been forced back down to a low buy, a pretty similar buy to what VP just had, even. 1 AK in there, most of the players on weaker weapons. A real chance now for VP to get something going here.
This is their light flight. Once again, adrenaline injected into the veins of Virtus.Pro. But this time, there can be no mistakes. There can be no more do-overs. They have to win the rest of the rounds if they want to win in regulation. 6 in a row for VP. So K23 certainly in the better spot. They're going to go back over to B. Right over here, right now, we have got Buster and Yukindo for the CT defense. The utility makes up 2 smokes, an incendiary, and an itchy, majority of which are on Buster. All of Yukindo's utility has just been used up, and the attack has come through the smoke. They don't respect it. They go down to Yukindo. Buster gets a double, but they eventually take the B site. It's Adren that's got that important kill, but this quick rotation. Norbert was not ready for Jim to be ready to fight Ruins that quickly. And now Adren has to pull off the 1v3. He's given away his position with that tap bullet into Ruins. Now they're going to start to play together. I think this is the right call from VP. Just use that strength in numbers. Adren is falling back deeper and deeper into dark. He's going to try and play the time. VP haven't got utility really used up just yet. They still got that molly in the hands of Sanji. Kicker just gets the kill. It's not even needed. They'll get onto the defuse, and that's going to be VP taking a much-needed 11th round. It's the rotation that is so quick there that really wins them it.
A somewhat competitive round, but delaying long enough here with Buster, staying alive for a fair while, making sure that VP had the players arriving. Norbert wasn't ready as he pushed into Ruins. Didn't realize they would already be posted up on his position. That was just the half buy from K23, though. Now we get the full investment coming in for them on their T side. No AWP, but you don't normally need that. And oh no, James trying to jump back to safety, but he messes up the movement. Fame able to shoot him in the back, and now Kicker also caught off guard. K23 using the pace to their advantage, and it may win them the round. Sanji's trying to fight back, but they're all over the bomb site. And there's nothing that VP can do about it. It's got to be a save.
And that is the map point that came in straight away. And I think, you know, as soon as I said it to myself, when I said it out loud, I said 6 rounds in a row for VP. If they want to win in regulation, I realized how unlikely that sounds because they just haven't really been that convincing on the CT side, right? They haven't been able to string them together. They haven't really got the system going. If it was dominant from VP, I think obviously we believe that, but yeah, winning this many rounds in a row is always going to be difficult for them. It's looking like we are going to see overpass. K23 are up now to 15 on the board. They've got plenty of map points now as well, so it's not like they have only one opportunity. They've got lots of chances to do it. VP, they've got a buy coming in.
Oh, they've still got that AWP. So even if James couldn't put the right foot forward with it in the previous round, maybe he can have a go with it this time. Maybe he can make up for that. Fame on 29 kills. So glad to see him continuing to show us what he can do. No early aggression this time from James. He is instead sitting on the short side of top mid, but he may be pressured because all of K23 are close by. Bit of nade damage done, but here come the smokes from the T side.
It's going to be the apartment pop. This could be the round that it ends for VP here on Inferno. Was there a map pick? And here it comes, the attack down into the site. Kicker's very lucky to find the bomb there. That's going to throw a big spanner into the works, and he gets out for the second. Smoke in the pit to get rid of that Molotov issue, but still kneeling. It's good for the kill. And Jame in the middle of the site. Picking with the AWP and the bomb still down. It's really on to the remaining K23 players to figure out how to get Jame out of the site. And I just don't think there's an answer to that, because now he's got teammates. And Buster with the headshot. VP with the 12th round. And they are now 3 away from overtime. Money's not brilliant here for K23, so it's likely to be another round here for Virtus.Pro, but it is this first kill from Kicker that really makes things difficult when you drop that bomb.
Yeah, important early kills from Kicker, because they also help James know what's coming at him, so he can be a bit more prepared on the site. He can just think ahead as to what his next move is going to be. He gets the kill, then is able to put down the smoke. And if it was more of an unexpected play, if Kicker doesn't get that early kill to slow them down slightly, maybe James isn't ready to drop that smoke. Maybe he has to think about exactly how to play it. But instead, he can think ahead of time. And here comes Yakinda again pushing into Banana. This time he gets the timing right. Getting away with the early kill and getting away safely.
Mo is going to start walking up Banana. He's got his teammate in behind him with that bomb on his back. But K23 no options are somewhat available. They can still finish on this A bomb site, and they are going to look to do that. And there's a good timing to do it because VP have just rotated a player away due to the utility usage. And now they're going to realize, oh no, it's going to be the A play. I mean, his Kicker once again has to have a good hold. Jame also, they did in the previous round. Can they replicate it once more? It's going to be the long smoke in towards Library and the archway, and they'll start to wrap and isolate the players. Jame has done well to get that aggressive pick. Now they know where the 2 remaining CTs are, but can they flush them out? Jame and Kicker getting every single kill, and now it's just Fame left alone. He's going to try and run it into the site. But Fame realizes his days are numbered. Jame comes around the corner. That is more like it from Jame. He goes for that aggressive peek in the short as well. It looked like he initially wanted to just set up inside of the side hawker, but he went for that pick into short. Once he gets the initial kill, he drops back, and I really like that. He realizes that proactiveness is needed when it's only 2 players there.
Now, well held by Jame. Kicker then was able to back him up, getting that unexpected angle in. from his graveyard position. Puts down that flash. Jane was able to just watch long. They can swing short together. Just really well played between them. They know exactly what to do, but Yakindar may be caught out here. Oh no, this could be it. Tech9 running into B, and Buster has to step up on the hold.
What a quick play here. So fast from K23. Buster needs to stay alive. If anything, he's taking one kill. It's not going to be enough to get them into the man advantage situation, or at least neutralize it. And so it has to be the retake attempt for VP. This could be it. This could be the heartbreaking snapping of the neck here in Inferno. Damage onto the Dread, nearly denying the plant, but no kill. Take note of the utility. There's still 2 Molotovs left right now. Jim and Sanji can start to limit those positions. They can force out Nubox to take the fight, but it will be the fight. Careful what you wish for, but Sanji on the double kill. Mo and Nealon now trying to pull it back, and it's the Glock that's got the kill. It's all on Sanji. 1v1 up against Mo. Gonna get onto the bomb. Defuse being stuck is the full stick for Sanji in the smoke. The shot lands. Oh, it's stolen away. Sanji in the smoke. And it's enough damage from the AWP in the end, but it's the Glock that pulls it through. It clips on the Coffin Hawker.
Oh, Sanji knew that he had the AWP. He knew that he just killed Jane with the Glock. He only has the sniper available. So he says, screw it. I'm just gonna stick it. I don't think you can hit the one AWP shot. And well, he does hit it, but as you said, no kill for Mo. The Glock shot comes in slightly too late. That is as close as K23 could have come to victory. But they've still got to fight. They've still got to keep their heads in the game after that ridiculous moment. Round 30 it is. It's the gun round that K23 were waiting for. It's just slipped through their cracks for their first chance of the win. But they can still make sure that they don't think back on that and have that shot haunt them.
Overtime is now looming for K23. And that is why we all love Counter-Strike. It is really down to the fractions. The small elements of the game that all add up. And sometimes it can be against you. Smoke isn't that good, actually. There's a bit of gap for him to try and play with. Smoke into CT. Once more comes in for K23. Fame is going to try and charge forward. 33 and 19 in regulation. What more can you ask from him?
He sees him!
Finally you will. Right above him, Yakindar goes down. I don't know if Fame spotted him, but finally he does. That's a 34th kill for him, and now the attack on in. Sanji waiting. The M4A4 looking to line them up. It's just one kill now. Buster again for the back of Nubox. Gotta get your gun out, man. Gotta get your gun out through the kill. Smoke, it's gonna be Nealon with the kill. And now it's Kicking and Jam having to pull off the retake. This time through Banana. This time with no utility. This is looking like K23 are finally gonna do it. Overtime needs to come through for VP. And they're not getting the chances. K23 are not going to throw this one away. If it starts to run forward, needs a quick kill. It's not going to happen. Hopefully, with the work ethic in the team, they've come up with something. Here in Overpass as we jump into it as our third map. K23 with utility into the pistol on the back of a Dread, but everybody else on Kevlar. And they're looking to try and send a little bit of action towards the A bomb side, but the bomb is currently outside of that B site.
And Kicker is on the other side with dualies and some Kevlar on him. Feels like it's not going to be too easy for him to get multiple kills, especially if they clear him. Nealon close quarters with the Glock, gets the opener, and now Buster has to try and play behind the sandbags. There's a chance they overlook him here. They haven't properly cleared it, so Buster can line up a quick double kill, and that causes so many issues for K23. Now they can't get that bomb down. They've just got to fight their way out of this.
They're going to try, and Norbert is doing very well. A double kill for him. And he's going to look for a little bit more if possible. Adren with a quick tap of the P250, and now it's just Buster. He's had two already. He's got to win out a 1v2 now. They know where he is. Adren's planted, but oh, Buster. Lovely headshot. And now it's just Norbert. Both of these players performing very well in this pistol round. And Buster looks to try and eliminate him. Remember, he has no kit on his back. And with that position picked up for Norbert, he's gone into Graffiti. And with this time ticking now, he's got to try and find him, and Norbert doesn't have to peek. He has such a strong position. This should be enough. He's trying to pull him into the open, but Norbert's not going for it. He knows he likely doesn't even have a kit, so he just peeks out, gets the info, he's off it, and Norbert's won the round. Really well there, played there from Norbert. It is a lovely headshot on the exit there from Buster, but in the end, it's not enough. It's going to be the round win for K23.
Yeah, so nice that Norbert doesn't have to take the fight to win the round at the end there, because Buster was looking so good in that pistol. As you said, even that last shot was excellent. And it's a real shame, honestly, for VP, because Buster worked so hard to get them into that position in the first place. He got those 2 kills on short. He realized that if he tucks into that corner, there's a really good chance that they won't fully clear him at first. They'll focus on that close right corner, which you sometimes have to be scared of as you come out through connector. And then they can't get this bomb down because Buster's surviving on short. So as long as his teammates do their job, they can go ahead and just hold those positions. K23 are going to struggle to get the bomb down, but K23 find all the kills they need. Huge credit to Norbert for that double kill. Adjusting onto the Heaven player, Adren gets one with a P250. And despite Buster's best efforts, they can't win the round. So K23, well taken pistol. And we get a tech pause ahead of our second round.
So we just got information from our wonderful producer over at StarLadder saying that there's an issue with Norbert's PC. So definitely don't want him out after just a pistol round like that. So hopefully everything is all good. Just as well the problem didn't come through towards during that clutch. That would have been horrible for him. I'll be right back into the action very, very shortly. I don't think... When I look at VP, I'm never confident in overpass for them. I think they're going to be fine in terms of being able to compete for some rounds here and there, but this is going to be a real brawl. I wouldn't be surprised if we see overtime on this map, honestly. I feel like they're not good enough to get convincing wins, but they're not bad enough to lose easily, right? So we're gonna see a VP that is gonna put up a real fight for this win, and could potentially walk away with it, but it's not gonna be easy for them.
Yeah, I could see this being an extended affair. I think you're right. Heading into this one, have to remember that Buster saved his Kevlar at the end there. That's worth considering. So with all those kills as well, he's going to have loads of money and armor. Might have a really good chance to get something big in this next round. Definitely will be keeping an eye on K23's style of play here on their T side of overpass. Starting out with a nice B play. I think in general, they're a bit better than VP have been at not always taking the round super slow on overpass. Because one of the issues VP have had is that overpass is inherently a map where you have to be slightly slower. You have to use nades oftentimes to take that map control. A very common thing to do will be the smoke into the bathrooms. Then you can molly that right side so that no AWP can peek you early, because those AWPs have some really good angles over on A. And so all of that takes time and takes utility early. And that's something VP have struggled with because they already like to go slow. So once you already have that slow start to the round that you have to take, then they can run out of time. Whereas K23, I think, do a bit of a better job at managing that clock so far from what we've seen from them. We'll see if that does indeed come through on the T side for them. We're ready to get back into the action. Home for waiting patiently. We just needed to make sure that Norbert's PC was 100% fine. We want everyone at their best. No technical issues to plague the result here. So, bit of a pause, but we're back into it now. And even though Buster saved that Kevlar, he's not going to buy anything with it, Nico. It's a full save here for VP. I'm guessing Buster's going to save to maybe drop the AWP for James then. That would be my assumption.
I think that's fair. I think they usually play around getting that AWP out for James as often as possible, as early as possible. Sometimes you'll even see it into round 3. So, yeah, I think that's probably the likely call here for Virtus.Pro.
And I like it. I mean, too often we've seen these favorite teams get off to a real bad start. If you can get the AWP out and get those guns out really quickly, you can try and compete from the get-go. I don't think it's wise for some of the better teams to get into these skirmishes of economy at the beginning of the game. I think you just want to get the economy going as quickly as possible because you are favored to win those gun rounds. If VP can do that from the onset, then we should be seeing a decent enough game from them. The Drone is going to be leading the charge to the MAC-10. Stack up here from the A site for Virtus.Pro. They've got all the USPs up here. They're trying to burn them away. Forced out of position for the utility that K23 have got, but it's Kindar getting one, and this boost, ooh, no one comes down from it. Another boost as well, probably being fumbled by a Dread, but he's getting picked out by Kicker. And now it's all on Sanji. 1v3. I like the attempt from Virtus.Pro. I like there's a nice idea into this kind of round, but in the end, it is always going to be K23 walking away with that one. And now comes the buy. We'll get to see if Buster drops over that up. Jim picked up the M4 to throw on over. So there we go.
Good to go. Nades won't be too bad for VP either. They do seem to like to focus the nades instead of the kit on the VP side. I think part of that comes down to the fact that they will be willing to go for aggression sometimes on this team. They will be willing to go for pushes on their CT side. So sometimes you don't need to play in those post-plant scenarios. Slow start here for both teams. Second smoke deployed for Monster. 2 players stacked on either side for VP here. K23 not having to do too much to make VP use these nades early on. They will have the short control. They will have a fair few players grouped outside B, and they're about to prepare the push.
And they're ready to go on around the corner. Buster with a FAMAS at the ready. Fim and Mo getting a couple. And that's a really solid opening now for K23. This buy round needed more for Virtus.Pro. In fact, I think the only thing it's going to find is a save call. Oh, Sanji taps the Molotov on the way back, but he's out of that. He's got to run. James going to allow the fallback and assist his teammate to get into a better position so that they can all save together. But it is K23 who just that B hit. It's just perfect. I mean, it just looks explosive. There's no real hole. There's no real challenge from the VP defense. And that can't afford to happen much more. And it's on the weaker guns as well, right? It's on these Galeals. That's a lot of money now. It's a bit of a bonus for them. Not quite the traditional bonus, but much more money can be saved because there's no rebuys.
As we get back into the action, we will see what these 3 safe guns for VP can do. James currently AWPing in connector, I believe. This is a replay of the previous round, in case you were curious. Here is Jay now with the AWP. Almost the lineup, but he'll take 1 and he'll take 2. Fast flick from Jay, and out of nowhere, VP have a real chance at this round.
We're going to start running up long here with Drent. There's going to be that AK that needed to be a little quicker because that smoke has come up, and that'll slow things right down now for K23. There's a bit of a gap. The edge of it, and the Drent tries to play on the side, but Yakindar's completely aware of his option and is ready to take him out with a rifle. Neil and Norbert now making their play, making the stand on the A-bomb side. He forced around, and Neil in the end will get a headshot on Sanji. So smoke can go down. They might just recover a chance here in the round for K23. They're looking for the ball plant, but Jim has quickly hit that wall bind and put Norbert into a 1v4. In which he is not favoured to win it all.
So he'll start to back away in the bathrooms, bomb not in his hands, covered by the CTs, and Norbert will start to run away. Or at least he looked like he was going to run away. He's going to go back over to the long. He might be able to get a fight out of this, and does take Yekindar down. Up onto the boost to make sure that no one's watching. Jim is in fact watching and hits the shot. Luckily for Norbert, I think that's his final sign to get the hell out of there. Just stays alive with his M4, his Kevlar, and his helmet. He's got some money in the bank account as well, so it's not really the end of the world that he saves here and doesn't get any return cash. But 3-1 now for Virtus.Pro. It's a great sign to pick up there first.
This second shot from Jane is stupendous. Oh, flick to the face. Able to rotate in towards the A site later on for the final shot. And that's more of the impact we want to see from that AWP and from VP as a whole. Only had the 3 rifles to work with in that round, but they made the most of them. VP finally on the board. One of the things I do like about Overpass as a map is it's really common for the 2 best players on any team to be playing that A bomb site together. And that's the case here. You're going to see Jame and Yekindar both playing on A here on the CT side. So 2 very, very good players looking to lock down A. While B can oftentimes come more down to the team play and more of the anchor players. A is oftentimes the site where you need those snappy aimers. And obviously the AWP, which is generally going to be one of your star players. Here comes the boost for Buster. Up over the top, but K23 is so ready for it. Doesn't even get up before he's dead.
It's not a great start for VP at all. You hate to see it. Here comes Norbert, another monster kicker. Oh, good split down. He gets a second. Actually, Sanchez steals that one away. And right like that is VP, who are right back into the favorable situation. And Jim might have just done enough to win the round there with that kill. 34 seconds. K23 now have to try and figure out what options are available to them. What can they get out of this? And they start running it back up in towards middle. There's currently 1 player still up on this side of the map, and it is Yekindar. He's going to be over towards long. But with the time limited and K23 not really knowing what is facing them if they go in towards that A bomb site, they decide it's probably best we just unfortunately save these weapons again. Has to be the call. So it's another round for VP. It was looking really good for K23. They got the initial kill, start attacking into the B bomb site. But that's the difference between when a hold actually works for VP and when they go down without a fight. So really good stuff from the CTs.
And I think K23 realized at the end there, once they saw that AWP kill from Jame on B, that there was probably only 1 CT on A, but it's so hard to get back there in time to be able to properly clear everything out and push that site quickly enough. Here comes the boost. We're seeing this a lot so far in this tournament. Someone has to jump here for Jame to be able to see this, and there's a boost coming from the other side, is there? Oh, no, there's not. Okay. For a second, I thought K23 were going to go for the 4-man boost, which would have been ridiculous. But no, they are all just going into connector and A instead. Buster's been able to take B short control, though. So that's a good start for VP. Good bit of ground gained. Only the 2 proper weapons in play for K23 in the AWP of Mo and the AK of Andren. And, oh, Buster tries to find his way into connector, but close quarters, Mo's ready for him.
Yekindar is on the other end of this half wall over the flower bed, and he's also got the AWP of Jame that has not really been missing much in the recent rounds. So I think this A hold is looking very good right now for the VP side. K23 have got to really figure out how they unlock the defense. Maybe an opening here on Yekindar if he can go down. That would give them a chance with the shot. He's going to let them know that Adrenaline's about to try and boost over the flower bed. Now they jump around the corner. Yekindar gets one. They're both blinded. Yekindar's going to be unblinded first, but he cannot get the kill.
Nice shot from Sanji. He's looking for more. Second headshot confirmed. And Virtus.Pro hanging on in there in this round, looking good now with both T's low on health, but Adren could still hit them with a headshot. Fake flash not going to be fallen for, and Sanji able to lock it down on the A site. Really nice round from him, coming through with some important kills at just the right time. And VP, after a slow start, have come right back into this one.
When Sanji gets that kill onto the bomb carrier, you should see how far the bomb flies across the site there. Really unfortunate as well for K23, because even if they kill it, the bomb is already behind Dicebox. So probably would have had to face the AWP of Jim. But here we are in round 7, and K23, they keep on buying, they keep getting the buys out, but there's not going to be enough money left over if they lose this round. So very important one for them coming up to try and prevent VP from heading into the lead. You'll start using some utility to clear out the bathrooms, being a bit slower on the approach. Kindar is a bit deeper on long this time. Still at the flower beds, but he's jump spotting a little bit, and now he's going to drop back.
Oh, that is a surprise for us, and more of a surprise for Norbert, I'm sure. And now K23 are in a pretty hard spot here. Do you go for the A play when you know there's going to be a stack on this site? Well, it looks like they're trying to, but James already got the first kill with the AWP. Kindar playing up close with the rifle. I don't see how K23 can overcome this.
Kindar is just going to be holding in the corner. Oh, Fame are going to try and overrun him. And Kindar does go down, but you've still got to deal with James. Luckily, Sanji's been picked off as well, but that's the bomb down in middle. Kicker's found an important headshot. Now it's all on Fame and Kicker. Oh, okay. You think they have a chance, and then Kicker just slaps them. So, not happening. 4-3. It is VP who take the lead, and K23 have fallen a little bit flat in recent rounds on this T side. And you can see that economy that they've built up from the beginning of the game is all down into just around $3,000. So it's not enough for a buy here, and a much needed timeout coming in for K23.
Yeah, it has really slowed down for them. Always nice seeing those USB double dinks. Fame was so ready for that boost earlier on. That was a very cool moment. But even if K23 have brought these rounds somewhat close on occasion, that's been enough. Oh god, we're seeing this fight again, are we? Okay. So far, so good for VP. They have done well on the entire map. They've been able to take map control. I like that they're going for some well-timed aggression. I like the switch-ups they've had. I think it's important that they've had that ability. It's made them hard to read. K23 back down to pistols in this one, so shouldn't be much of a need for switch-ups coming into this round.
Oh. In the end, it's not much damage onto Fame, but still cool it connects it. But we'll see how VP fare. Again, very passive CT setups. I think it's good to hold your range, especially against these kind of situations where you're going up against D-goals. You don't really know how much they've invested into it. Better just sit back and use that range of the rifles, allow your setups to work out instead of individuals having to get multi-kills. Kindar is going to go with a little bit of aggression down in towards long. But taking this position just sets him up really well for these mid-fights. Finally, it will be the peek out from Adren that gets the trade kill. It's not going to be that easy for you, Kindar. Now Sanji starts to look down in towards default. Up on top is Norbert. They're looking for a bomb plant to secure some extra cash. And, well, it's not looking like that's going to come in. Adren also goes down. Now it's just Mo trying to walk his way up into the site. He'll get one headshot onto Buster, but we need much, much more to really pull anything off here with that Itchy. He's down to 6 HP. He's just trying to take at least one player to the grave with him. And he won't be able to do that. So 5-3 now for VP. Good calls, smart plays in terms of how they're playing the CT side right now. Not really taking too many risks.
Solid spray from Yukinda, even if he was traded. His teammates can rotate over in time to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. By back for K23. Coming into round number 9. They need to get something going here. It's a close scoreline, but it's been slipping away from them in the last 5 rounds. Sanji going for the jump, but Norbert's already got past it. Buster ready for the fight, though. Norbert trying to make a solo play. Don't mind it, but it's not successful this time.
Oh, Jamie's trying to get into bathrooms to really try and force the fight. But that utility's going to make it difficult. He actually spots the player there. He's got better vision than me. I could not see him when the X-ray went off as he crossed over. But he's unable to get the kill, but luckily Buster has found that opening. Yukindar, same position as he always has been, so they're starting to really hard swing that and realize they're going to have to deal with him now. Mo does a good job at getting rid of him. Sanji rotated up, spots the leg. It's the crouch peek around the corner coming in from Mo, but it hasn't delivered a kill. Finally, Sanji will get it. And oh, a VP. This is clean. A flurry of kills. And suddenly K23 are dead in the water. 6-3. Virtus.Pro. They are really looking comfortable on the CT side here. I'm glad they're getting the CT start. Too often do we see them start on that T side and things just be a little bit flat, and then it's always difficult for them to get out of it. But they give themselves a lot of rounds to play with. I feel like the CT side could really be the win condition for them.
That A site has been super strong so far. James has just consistently been getting kills there. Rarely having to get more than 1 or 2, but just always getting 1 or 2. And when his teammates are also rotating up to assist him, that's all he needs to do. Sanji again in position as the 3rd man on the A site. Doesn't normally play there at the start of the round, but as the round progresses, he may rotate over. Another timeout from K23, but their buy into this one, unlikely to be too strong. Should be a half buy for them. Okay. Fame looking to see if he could line up something through the smoke. Again, got to do something here on the K23 side. We've only got pistols in this round, so why not take a couple of pot shots through the smoke? Bomb's been left behind, so looks like K23 will spread out, see if they can find any picks. Although that's not going to be easy with how K23 have been struggling in the gun rounds to get any early kills. VP have not been giving away those fights too easily.
Oh, Norbert. What a great kill. Kicker. He's gone, and that's the perfect start for K23, but it's unfolded thanks to Jane. He does get that kill back on the AWP. 38 seconds. Norbert starts to walk up in towards short, and Sanji had the close, tight angle. And Norbert didn't have his crosshair in the right place, nor at the right time. And now with 23 seconds left, speaking of time, we have to watch K23 dash into the site. Kindar, he couldn't have had an easier kill than that. It'll take him a little longer than usual. But the rest of the squad getting their easy picks. Sanji with a 3K, 2 headshots on the short play. Money finally coming in here for K23. They'll get the AWP out for Mo. They'll get the AK-47s out across the board. What are we expecting in this one, Hawker?
I wouldn't be surprised to see them going back to a later round B play. I think that A site has just been so hard to deal with so far. I think they'll also realize now that VP have been having a lot of players on this A side of the map rotate up, and part of that is because B has been aggressed on at times, so maybe time to stop that from happening. Interesting setup from VP early. Buster and Connector has been blinded. They had a bunch of players on A to begin with, but now they try and get back to B. They're not getting here in time, though. Norbert's already onto the site with 2 early kills. And the switch up onto the B side of the map seems to have made the difference here. K23 just getting every single kill.
The B-side hit works really well for them, and they're back into a victorious situation. For Jim, it is his on-brand save time, and he's gonna smoke off towards long. He's only died twice. He's had a fantastic game so far, so he's gonna keep those stats up. And very important to obviously not give away this all, but also just saving it keeps your money good. He's got $15,000, nearly at max cash. He's drop out weapons to his teammates. He could be the bank account. Drop it on over. 4 now for Virtus.Pro. They're still in the lead, and comfortably so, but K23 finding success again. I think it's definitely a much better showing from them in the previous round. They got to try and figure out if they're going to do that again, and it looks like they're just going to go into the default stance. Actually, more so into connector here. Mo's going to be trying to take that opening pick. No one's going to be fighting him, though.
Yeah, the big question on my mind is how much of that previous round win for K23 comes down to the switch up in VP setup, where they didn't have the players down on B initially. They sent one man to the B site at the start of the round, and then the rest of the B players arrived a little later, so they weren't really as well prepared. They weren't as well set up as they would want to be. You see Norbert on that second kill especially, catching a man and playing there. He was playing the B site to begin with. Here come K23 though, after taking connector, and down towards B yet again, and VP are going to fight them off.
Sanji, Kindar, Buster taking picks. This is so clean for Virtus.Pro. This is a great wall of Virtus.Pro, and you can't get beyond it. It's Mo trying his best. We'll find one on the extremity is Buster that was getting a little bit hungry to end the round as quickly as possible, preventing that ult picking into the next round. Is going to happen though, is Sanji on the P2000. There's not much more you can say about that, just a fantastic ult from VP.
It's actually a really cool setup from VP too, because one of the most common flashes you'll see thrown on these T-side plays are either the flashes over the right side of Monster, or the flashes from short that land on the left side of the pillar to try and blind players at barrels and in water. And VP are just all standing on the Monster side, all focusing on that side. So it seemed like those flashes were largely ineffective. Any utility that K23 used had no impact. VP were able to just all stick together and stay pretty close together on that Monster side, focusing one side of the push together, making sure they got those short kills as well. K23 completely locked out of that previous round, but at least they still have a gun round in this one. Okay, Dave sticks around. The little head pokes up for the first kill. Now Yakindar has got to run away to safety. Oh dear, he's taking damage and he's trapped in the corner. Nice swing from Yakindar. He realized they were going to molly him, so he takes the fight to them, but he is eventually going to be traded.
Buster is going to try and get in behind. Norbert's going to be waiting for him, and it's Dren and Norbert able to take the kills. Just kicker on his own, and this is a really good reply from K23. When you lose around like that, it's kind of hard to stomach. But you come back into it as long as you pick yourself up. You're much better about it. And they're watching the flank as well. Norbert gets his head shot, and it's going to be it to 5 now for K23, who are keeping up in the first half again. I was definitely getting worrying for them, especially after that last round. Maybe VP just snapped back into things, but because these rounds have been back and forth and a couple of them have now been close as well, you will see the economy of VP on some players begin to dwindle, but the biggest positive out of James' playstyle is you always have money on him, so he can drop over the weapons, no problem. Gets a good buy here. It really is the last stand purchase of Virtus.Pro.
Another T round on the board. Boost over the top. Will not see anyone towards mid. Buster again getting this water control. This is something that K23 haven't always been able to stop, haven't always been able to counter. And with Buster pushed up on short, there is a chance that VP will start rotating more players up to A to help on the hold. Jame right now playing aggressive in the bathrooms. Good shot to begin with. He's dropped the bomb. Won't be able to hold on to it, but it's some good info to call over to his teammates, and that's going to prompt Sanji to rotate up to A. 3 CTs now on this side of the map.
Oh, Jame, he's going to be holding for this peak. Can he win the ult battle? He can. Just as the flash comes in, he gets the shot off at Mo. He's down. Is the play out here from K23 looking to try and pull it back. They've got 2 important kills, but the bomb's been dropped by Yekindar. He switches out to the AK, but he can't find the kill onto Adren. He turns back and he just finds it. And now a 2v2. They've got to pull off a retake with no kit, just 1 smoke. It's just, I've seen easier rounds. And K23 are going to plant that bomb, no problem. Buster's all the way in behind. He's going to be creeping up as close as he can go. Kick it over at bank, and they haven't really even found a chance here. This time is really looking good, but Buster catches the drum in the open. Norbert now caught in the open as well. Needs to be careful of that bank swing. Luckily, Norbert has a brilliant read, and he's got 1. Buster on with a headshot. It's going to get onto the bomb, but is there time? Looks like there's no problem. And that's going to be the round. So I have to say, Buster on that retake, I thought because he was so far away, it was going to take some time, but he grabs the kit on the white, and we head into the last round of the half.
A little scary initially after Jame gets them off to the good start. This time I think the difference was Sanji, who had rotated up to A, didn't get one of those kills that he'd been getting so consistently up until that point. He was always getting 1 or 2 on the A site itself. There's that first shot from James, such a tight angle. Just the top of the head, poking up over the top of the rock. And then the second shot was also really well taken. As you said though, Buster coming back in. Was always going to be able to rotate fairly fast because he was pushed up onto water in the start of the round. I think if anything, K23 did well to even bring that round really close and make it very winnable for them because VP had all the information they needed that it was likely an A play. But now into the last round of the half, K23 could do with getting 1 more hit. 9-5 right now, and we could see a quick B play to end the half.
Oh, kicker holding. Oh my god, it is really quick into the B site. Nealon just jumps through the smoke, leaps in for a kill, and Sanji's got to reposition. Luckily, Yekindar has found a kill as well that's delivered them a man advantage, but it's short-lived thanks to a trend. Buster up short though, was ready for the fallback, and now a 2v3, both not even planted here for K23. Luckily, Buster got caught in the open, and now they just need to take a breather. VP needs to realize that bomb's not even planted yet. We've got utility on Yekindar. But look at this, for K23, they're going up to the A site. Yekindar couldn't stop it, and now they can just run up into A.
Oh, and Fame forces the fight on B. Jame is going to be here, though. Can he get here in time to deny? I don't think so. The bomb's going to be planted far side. No kit, pistol out. So hard for Jame to win this.
Time is certainly of the essence for Jame with no kit. He pulls out the USP, goes into the awesome Mo. Missing shots, eventually hits the headshot, but not enough for the kill. The P250 gets a 6th round for K23 at the half. They make a good meal out of it, considering a lot of the rounds. Look at that streak from VP. You think it's going to be a real bloodbath, and VP are going to close it out with a really significant lead on the CT side, but those rounds at the end from K23 really make it a close affair. Now we hope into the second half, if K23 get off to a good start in terms of getting kills here, this could get a little messy for VP. We know how slow that T side can be, and how lackluster it's been over the past couple of matches.
Well, we have seen some changes in their style so far in this series, so maybe they've been able to figure out their overpass as well. Here on the pistol round, they're going fast through connector. Only 2 CTs on B to stop them. Flash is coming both ways. Nealon blinded. Oh, and there's the kill on the boost from Buster. That's what they were waiting for. Adren has to back away, and he may have to concede the site here. Oh, and he's even going to die. What a shot from James.
Bomb planted for VP. It's been a great start to the round, but Norbert and Mo are starting to pull those kills back. Buster is that short with a P250. He needs a kill. He's usually so clean on the pistol and realizes probably best I don't take that fight anymore, and he has to worry about somewhere else, and that's the Buster I know. Nice headshot to Norbert. And now just Fame left alone. 1v2 is going to stick the bomb. He's going to kick this back. They peek him immediately, though. Really well done there to just peek straight onto the defuse. Because he did have the kit on his back. He probably could have stolen that away.
Can't fault Fame for the effort, but nice boost on Buster. P250 pays off for him with the long-range headshot. And that's a boost you'll rarely see on the pistol, because with the Glock, you're never going to get that instant headshot at range, or at least you're unlikely to. And then you've got to hit follow-up shots, which are hard to do. So I like that from VP. I like that they throw in the boost on the pistol. I don't think that's something really many teams would do, so it can catch their opponents off guard. And here comes the flash. Easy kill for Buster into mid, thanks to the flash assist from Yakinda. They've walked up onto this A site, VP. It is through long. They haven't cleared out the man in the bathrooms. So Adren could maybe cause some issues, but Buster's so far up. This is an easy kill all day of the week.
And Yakinda should be getting a piece of the pie as well. Getting more likely here quickly. Yakinda's connector kill reveals itself. Okay, that's a bad advertisement for the MP5. Sanji with a Galil. Now it's just Fame left alone with that Deagle. We'll be seeing Virtus.Pro add an 11th to the tally. I think it's really good that VP get off to a good start here. I think they need to get as many rounds in this T-side as possible. And in these kind of scenarios, when you get a good start like this, you can start to really get going. That momentum, we've seen it from VP. We know the streaks they can go on. Right to 11 already. You only need 5 more rounds and you're through. You got your first win here at the RMR.
That's what VP are aiming for at this point. I was about to say, it's really not been the best day for Yakinda individually. I'm hoping he can refine his form.
Yeah, going into Cologne as well, right? Because you want to see Yakinda at his best going into LAN. You want to feel, you want to be confident. You want that same Yakinda that's been wrecking people online to go into LAN.
Well, hopefully he can turn it round. It's not been a terrible map for him here on Overpass. He's doing all right on the kill count, helping his team find some success. K23 in this round, trying to see if they can take a risk and flank towards B.
They didn't make it. That's my bad. I thought I had to go back and check, but yeah, they didn't make it to Cologne, so it's all good.
Rip.
Oh, they did. Okay, I have no idea. The HLTV didn't show their recent matches. Okay, I was confused. I was confused for a second, but then that.
Okay. Yeah, they're straight into the main event.
Yeah, that's what I was looking to play in. But yeah, that's gonna be huge for them.
Ouch. That's a shot from Fame. Not much else to work with, just the few pistols. They are all stepped onto the right side of the map. It could get somewhat scary. Mo pouncing from behind, Adren alongside him. Sanji with a nice headshot though. That needed to happen, but Norbert's still in the mix. Oh, this could be scary. Sanji with another important frag for his team. It's into the 2v2. Sanji's not ready. Norbert got a kill previously, but they didn't realize he was going to be there. And Buster has to win the 1v1. Near his position away yet. He's been biding his time, but now he's spotted. It's so close. 20 health left for Buster, but it is the 12th round for VP.
They did it. They finally pulled off the round, but that was looking so rough. Buster even to the final moment just about staying alive, but controls the spray for the kill, and that could have been a nightmare for Virtus.Pro. That was a round I thought there was absolutely no chance in, but VP go ahead and get themselves the 12th round. That's all that matters. Here comes the buy for K23. It's going to be the M4s out for them. All out for Norbert. He goes for the mid-peak early. Going to try and open things up, trying to give his team that man advantage, but he's actually missed that opportunity. And in fact, there's a T close by in mid. They're going to drop back, throwing that AWP into the hands of Mo once again. And retreating into the A bomb site. I'll go for a more passive setup.
Oh, Norbert spots Yakindar on the edge of the smoke. And that's what I was saying about Yakindar earlier. If he's having this struggle of a series, he's still going to try and make the same plays. Unfortunately, it seems like K23 have been able to counter him quite well in some of these rounds. The flash, I think, was aimed for a player further back in bathrooms, maybe, which is a pretty common position to play. So there was the attempt of some assistance, I think, from the flash, but the close range angle was one they weren't expecting. Oh, holding. Oh, he's got the first kill. And Norbert's flanking round the side. That's a great shot from Buster. He's been sharp in this map. And now they're going to try and run it back to B, or it could leave their options open here. 35 seconds. They can still go either way.
Sanji's getting closer. Adren. Oh, he was about to fall, but you've been spotted from heaven there, Sanji. So that's information for the teammates to be comfortable for the CT side. And in the end, it's K23 with a positional advantage that allows them to get the round. And it's not VP up to 13. In fact, it is K23 back into the second half. Money's not good for VP. And that's where that significant damage comes into play, right? When you down to that 1v1 with Buster just a few rounds prior. They may win the round, but it does affect the economy if they lose that last round, which they did. So they're now going for an investment. Everything invested into the round, but it is resulting in 3 AKs and 2 Tech 9s. They've got a decent amount of utility here. But it's not the most ideal round for Virtus.Pro. They've got to make this work. Otherwise, K23 can go on a bit of a streak. And look at that commitment to the opening pick here from Mo. He follows and tracks and gets another one in towards middle. This is a horrible start for Virtus.Pro.
Mo continues his solid showing so far at the RMR with a solid start to this round. Better than solid, a good start to this round with those 2 kills on mid. They're able to get back to safety. Mo nearly getting another one there. Sanji chunked down to 26 points of health. And Mo's continuing to play an aggressive angle. I'm loving the confidence he's having on the AWP right now. He's got Norbert alongside him to hold the short side, the banana side. Neelan's also playing from the site, and 54 seconds left, low health on a couple of players. This is a real long shot for VP here.
Yep, Mo, he's just having a great round. He's killed everybody. And he wants a 4K, finally silenced by Kicker, but the work that he has done has already paid dividends. They've got their money. They're feeling good about this. Buster has to be able to pick off the car quite quickly. Kicker snapping in behind, misses his shots. What a nightmare there for VP. There was still a chance up until the final few moments. With all of that crumbling now, it is going to be K23 adding 8 rounds to the tally. And just a reminder, VP, oh, Buster stay alive. He does, but just a reminder, VP invested everything into that and have come out with absolutely nothing. So K23 should really be going on to win a few more rounds here. This scoreline can once again become close. That second shot was stupid. That was such a nice shot from Mo.
I really just want to see Buster let loose in this round. You got nothing else to lose. Buster's been looking so good with the AK on this T side. Just hasn't led to round wins, but he's been getting some good kills, so I like this. Get him into mid early, see if he can force a fight. There is a gap in this smoke, but I don't think he can make the most of it. Elsewhere, Mo, this time pushing long, lovely timing on the push. He should be able to fall back safely with the molly to keep him cover. And Buster is still trying to force the issue in the front lines. This is a hard fight, though. The shadow advantage would be there for Norbert if he went for it. So he's going to go around the side. But now Mo is back on the site with the AWP, so that's not a fight you can really take either. Oh. Lovely. That's what they needed.
Yeah, that has opened things now. And Buster, this is what you're talking about. Letting him loose, letting the beast be unleashed. Let's get a second kill here. There it is from Buster. Now the site is busted wide open. And they're going to throw utility down into the site. Yekindot currently holding for the blank extension. 43 seconds. Kicker has gone down into the B side as well. That bomb, it's not going A right now. It's going all the way back, and Kicker has lost his life, and Adren's down here in the lower bomb site. Okay, the bomb is now coming back. It's going the long way around. It's coming back up to the A site now. A little bit of an excursion here from Sanji. Yekindot with a nice shot. Headshot comes in from the AWP. And now quickly trying to come back up as Nealon on the stairway. VP have got the bomb site. Yekindot has got the cover of the truck, and Nealon is waiting for that extension out around the corner from Yekindot. He's not giving that fight. He's not giving that edge. Just biding his time, waiting for Nealon to come closer. Here's a couple of shots now being shot back by Nealon, who has taken his teammate out of play. And Yekindot goes for the peek, and Nealon has got both. And suddenly, it is all on to Sanji. 1 versus 2 with the time ticking. Adren is coming back up through middle. Push over the top of the stairs from Nealon. Smoke is going to make things a little more difficult for Sanji. DQs is starting to come through. His spray is good, and the spam through the smoke has worked out. That bomb is ticked too far, and Adren can't win the round. Sanji with the shot is the cherry on top. And it's 13 rounds for VP, and that is what you called for, Hawker. Buster on the AK, just doing Buster things.
I think he heard the player jumping there. He heard Mo maybe jump peeking and realized he could sneak up if he got the timing right. 2 great kills initially. Then I think Yekindot, as he peeks bank, I feel like he got aim punched as he took the shot with the AWP because he didn't have Kevlar. It didn't even look like the crosshair was directly on point, but he got the kill. He got the headshot in towards that bank player with the AWP, which was brilliant. And then Sanji at the end there having to save the day. But Adren was so far away from the action that his position was good enough. Spray into the smoke. Sanji at the end there, for some reason, tried to go get an AK, so he died to the bomb. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the 1-on-2 that he won. Really well done by Virtus.Pro to win that round. And that's what they can do. I think Buster has just been brilliant. He's looked so good here on Overpass. And I just want to see him taking fights, honestly. I think VP, whatever they practice, they can switch it up right now because Buster's been good enough that I think he can just win you rounds by himself. And he proved it right there.
This is a nice boost coming in. Mo tries to get up on top, falls off of it. Very difficult, notoriously difficult to stand on top of heads of 3 players. That's much more slidey. It's not like when you have that double boost, right? And it's much easier to stand on your opponent's head, but you got 3-man boost, you have to be tucked in the corner, otherwise you're going to slide off of it. And VP, they look to slide into the B-bomb site like a slippery snake up the slope. It's Adren with 1. Kicker has gone down, so a pretty bad start right now for VP. But Yekindot is going to be pulling that back, and they have the B side. Utility's going to confirm that they'll maintain that, and a boost this time for Mo might get something out of it. He's looking to peer down into the B bomb site. Hasn't been able to spot anything though, Hawker.
So patient on this boost. Eventually it might get them something, but oh, Yekindot was spotting for it, so now they know. Nealon with a nice shot initially. James lining them up with the AK. Sanji with a kill of his own. They now know exactly where Mo is. Maybe a bit more damage at the end here. No, Sanji denies. Good headshot. It really has been a great game from Sanji and a great game from Buster here. Both those riflers have been a big part of VP's success. They go 14-8 up. And it's looking good for VP to take their first win here at the StarLadder RMR event. But they still got to prove they can do it against this gun round of K23. It's not over till it's over, Dinko.
Oh, that is a really cool smoke. I love that from Buster. It's pretty interesting. Mo is going to try this boost again. And that smoke, it's actually going to prevent everything from him. He's going to question what the hell's going on there. There's a smoke down. And now here comes the play from VP. They're about to come in through the smoke. And Adren, he's in a decent spot, but make sure you keep your gun out. You don't want to be caught by this smoke fading away. Yeah, this spot is really good for one. Yakindar luckily doesn't go down for VP, so he does get that trade out. And now the attack starts to come through. Utility being used up. VP starting to molly out the common position. Smokes are in, but Bam in a very strong spot. He tries to get one out of it, but he hasn't been able to find anything. Luckily still alive, but as soon as I say that, Yakindar with the headshot. Buster coming down through, connecting as well. He's got Nealon, who's about to peek into him, and the headshot's good for him. Norbert, unfortunately, nothing found from his play over heaven. And the campaign for the retake begins with just Mo and Nealon. Luckily, Mo is great on the AWP. The headshot has landed right between the eyes, but it's the two big hitters left for Virtus.Pro. It's Jim and Yakindar, the superstar duo. They have to try and pull this off, but Nealon's turned in behind, so it puts Jim on the AK in the clutch, and a 1v1 now up against Mo. He can't find the angle, and Mo has got it. He's going to run for the defuse and stick it the whole way through. A much-needed clutch coming in from Mo, and he really has been such a star for them, hasn't he?
Yeah, huge props to Mo for that one. Knew where Jane was at the end, but Jane was actually doing a pretty good job at just moving so awkwardly that he was surviving around those sandbags. He made it much more difficult for Mo than it looked like it was going to be initially. But eventually Mo able to peek in from above and get that final frag through. So 14-9, first step taken in the right direction for K23. Very last second call here from VP. They're not even fully committing to this buy. Okay, Kickhead and Buster have no money. Mo's got a peek into mid. Good shot initially, but he hasn't seen Buster close by. Oh no, Mo might be caught, but he gets away safely. Nice work from Mo. And now I don't think Buster wants to peek this. Okay, Norbert with a killing connector. Now they can afford to play safe.
Oh, Mo looking for shots. Hasn't been able to find one other than the initial, so he peeks out and again, but not able to find it. So drop it back down, and I think K23 can be very comfortable at the beginning of this one. It's not like VP even have utility left to muster much of an attack, but that play out from Sanji has taken out a big hitter. This flank from Norbert, though, this could be real nasty. Oh, he's going to hear those footsteps. He knows they're going in towards long. Neely can get that information as well, so he's posting himself up. His teammates can start to make rotations up as well. Norbert starts his flank. It's not the best weapon for this range, so he's going to try and tap away. Eventually gets his kill onto James. And now the rifles really need to step up. Sanji spotted the connector play, but does he expect another that? Buster trying to fight. Long bomb is down. Adrent's come in with the MP9, and now just Buster. Bomb picked up. He's going to run over to the A site via long. And currently waiting for him is Nealon. He's not been missing much, Nealon, but he will in this round. Buster getting the kill, but Norbert quickly replying. Really solid round out of Norbert. Not much more you can ask from a player than what he just did in that round.
Yeah, good work on the flank. Wasn't an easy position to be in with the SMG, but did exactly what he needed to do. And now VP are in that weird spot again where, like I was saying, they invested on some players in the previous round, but not all of them. So a couple of players have enough money, but most of them don't. They'll have to half buy again. They've still got a good lead for the time being, but that could start to slip pretty quickly. Good few nades on some of the VP players. It's only going to be pistols into this round, though. Let's see what VP have up their sleeve for this round. Going to be difficult to get much going, but they've got to give it a try. And even if they could just do some damage, K23's money is still so low. Could cause some issues for them into the future, so hopefully, if nothing else, VP will be trying to make this round a competitive one.
Oh, Fame is going to get aggressive. MP9 looking to line them up, and that is so clean from Fame. Unfortunately, couldn't get his last on the kicker, but as much as it is against Glocks, it's always exciting to see a quick 3K like that. Displaying brilliance. Now Jam and kicker. They got to find a couple of upgrades on the floor. This is just an MP9. So Jam will take that, and they start to back away, and VP will likely begin to slow this round down.
It's a beautiful lineup from the MP9. Again, that fast fire rate can allow you some of those plays sometimes if you can control it. It's easy to do. There goes Adren finding the final couple of kills. Not much damage done there by the VP side. I was saying that they would like to do a bit of damage. They would like to get a kill or two, but they only removed the MP9, which wasn't a weapon that K23 were too fussed about losing. Now we come back to the gun rounds, though. James got the AWP, AKs on every single VP player. Haven't really seen one of those B plays from VP yet, or at least not too often. We haven't seen it as often as I was expecting, so that could be something that comes through. They really want to get this boost working, Dinko. They really want to get a kill from it. Not this time. At least not yet.
Oh. I feel like they peaked too shallow to actually be able to see them there. I think you really got to be up there quickly and catching the timing just as they run out to really make that one work. That's why I love Overpass, though. How many boosts have we got on this map? It's just incredible. It's one of the most exciting maps within Counter-Strike. I'm glad we got to see quite a bit of it in this tournament so far. You can start to see K23 are thinking about these slower rounds, saving all of the utility. Just as the minute ticked on the clock, that another resmoke into Monster came in, and they still got so much of it left over. 3 Molotovs. Whoa, Fame's gonna get overrun. Sanji opening things up at short. They're not using much of the utility. It hasn't really had much of an impact, but Adren will. He will certainly have impact getting those kills, and no bomb plant yet for Virtus.Pro. Mid kill comes in though, and Mo taking out Jame. It's all on Buster. He has to run back in, and it's all falling flat here for VP. You think there's a chance, and then suddenly it all goes downhill. What are they just throwing the bomb away for? Plant the bomb somewhat. Mo's gonna run over the top, and Buster hits the deck. You can see they just throw the bomb off to the side there, Hawk, and just say someone else plant it. Everybody starts taking fights. There's no one actually going for the plant.
They tried to throw the bomb back to Kicker, but he had 12 health, so a nade just landed on the site and he died. I don't know why. Jame had full health. He could have just planted himself.
What is he?
But he wanted to go get a better position. Look, here, he chucks it to Kicker, who's on like 10 HP, I'm pretty sure. There you go, Kicker's slow. Jame chucks the bomb to him. He dies to a nade.
Oh, look where Kicker is as well. He's down the ramp. He's not even near the site. Jame just throws it on the default and starts running towards CT.
Yeah, he's just hoping he can win the round by getting there ahead of time, right? I mean, Jame clearly just thought he was going to get there first, but got the wrong read on the timing, and now they're going to go for another fast B play. They want to make up for that previous round. They want to come right back at it. Sanji going in with a Mach 10, but in come the kills back from K23, and VP is slowed down. They haven't fully committed to this.
You got to be fully in or fully out of this one, and I think you go for the initial rush and you don't fully commit to it, I think you're done. Especially when you don't have these weapons to try and recover this scenario. They're going to try and walk their way in.
Sanji's peeking heaven with a Mach 10. That can't do it.
Yeah, he's not able to get anything out of it. These VP rounds, obviously this one is a really low risk because you know you're going to get the buy into the next round anyway. Why not just try and sell the fit? Why not just try and get the rush into the B site? I don't know why you don't just fully commit to it as well, because there's no risk behind it. So just everyone go.
Look, I'll be honest, Dinko, with what I'm seeing here, I just feel like the VP team have very little confidence right now. It feels like everyone feels like they have to win the round by themselves almost, right? Like that previous round where James chucks the bomb back and tries to go and win the round ahead of time. You can just play the post plant there if you just plant the bomb. But
yeah,
I don't know, it's weird. It feels like they're making so many solo plays that they're really trying to go for things alone. Either way, we'll see if they can turn it round into this one. 14-13. It's starting to become a very scary situation for VP. They need this win. If they want RMR points, this is almost a must-win for them. And right now, it's getting way too close for comfort.
There's only 5 spots available at the major. And how disappointing would it be if we didn't see VP there? Well,
they will still have further chances, right? There will be another RMR.
I believe it's only one more RMR.
Exactly.
Right?
So you've got to get yourself up there now, really.
Yeah, especially with the teams like Spirit, the big opponents really pulling away ahead, and Yukindar with a nice headshot, swinging out onto Norbert. And that's more like the entry ability we know Yukindar can pull out. He might just get a second opportunity, but Nealon had a better spot. He's going to find the AK headshot that pulls it back into that 4v4, and K23 can regather. They have 3 players down on that lower site. Only one up here on A right now. It is Mo, though, and I do say only, but Mo has been a beast.
We praised him all day long. I thought he was going to be flanked from long this time, but he's able to get the early kill. In comes the flash. It doesn't blind him. Another shot lands from Mo. They've got to commit, though. 20 seconds. They have to go for it, but there's no nades against Mo. Finally, they shut him down, but Adren's arrived on the rotate, and there's such little time. No scope lands for Jamie. He tries to turn it round, but Nealon's there to tie things up. 14-14, no bomb plant for VP, a couple of players shortchanged, and K23 coming back into this one. And remember how far down they were, Dinko. I'm pretty sure it was 14-8 at one point, and yet K23 have stayed strong under the pressure, they've stayed resolute, and they've got us to this point, and VP have a decision to make.
Do they buy or do they not buy here? That is all they have, and they're going to go for the investment. Jim pulling out the Galil. They're playing for the win in regulation. K23, if they win this round against VP's buy, they are very likely to win this series. VP will continue their run of not winning a single best of 3 here at the RMR if they lose this next 2 rounds. The AK-47s are out, the 2 Galils, the utility in behind Virtus.Pro. K23 have got a beast in the form of Mo, and he has been completely unleashed. They look to try and shut down Virtus.Pro now. It's all on this round for the T side. They start with sending 2 players towards Playground. They've lost the early pick. It's Adren catching Yukindar out. He goes down just outside of Monster, and Adren just gets back in behind Barrels alive, so there's no real chance to trade that out.
This is not the round where you want to lose a player like that, but James got one back. Don't even go for the knife. Don't even go for it. Just get the kill. There's too much on the line at this point to be messing about. James takes the kill from behind. He's got his team back into it. 4v4. Plenty of time for VP. Flash is well placed. Fame has to fall back. VP are putting some pressure on the map now, and that could cause K23 to make some mistakes.
Yeah, also the pressure of the round here for K23 as well. It's got to be in the back of your head that you know if you win this, you're likely going to be taking the series against Virtus.Pro. So there's so much to think about for K23, and they just have to eliminate those thoughts. They just have to focus on the round ahead. And right in front of them, 40 seconds remain. Once again, VP look to try and finish on this A site. They have some utility available. Mo has been the player that shuts everything down here. It's his teammate Nealon that's got the first kill. That bomb's down. Mo tried to take the kill but couldn't do it. And now Nealon is tasked with holding on. He'll be able to walk away with 1. He puts it into a 2v2. But Buster has kept the dream alive, and Jim pushed up into Blank has found the kill. Famous now alone. A 1v2 with the M4. Finally, Virtus.Pro look like they're going to win a round.
They're going to grab map point off their investment, and Jim has done it. The 3K delivered from him. And Virtus.Pro now just one away from breaking the hearts of K23. But overtime is a real possibility. Does K23 have money into this buy? I said coming into this one, just at the very beginning of Overpass, this one is a real overtime possibility. And look where we are right now.
Mo's been so good all game long, but when his team needs him the most, he misses a couple of chances to get those kills. James goes ahead and shows up for his team, but Mo wants to see if he can make up for it. Peeking into mid. Incredibly tight angle. James was peeking down below, but Mo realizes he's got to fall back. So no early kills for either side. Map control taken by the youngster in Fame. Pushing into water. Sanji and Connector doesn't want to take that fight. Both teams taking a fairly tentative approach early into this round. Norbert will also be leaving Connector. And with the bomb at spawn, it looks like VP will be using a lot of that clock before setting up any sort of play.
How much utility can they pull out of K23? They didn't have as much as they would like to begin with. Now they've only just got one incendiary. They've got 3 smokes. Still in play. And here comes the walk-in for Virtus.Pro. They're looking to hit the B site. Currently Fame and Adren here to hold. VP often enjoy the B hits. Adren has to step up. The FAMAS is going to drop back into water. Picker's going to run him down. Mo's able to pick 1 kill, but Adren's gone and the short play is out of play. It looks like Virtus.Pro just about to get their first win. It is heartbreaking here for K23. The comeback, the tenacity, but in the end, it is all on Norbert. He comes back in to the B-bomb site.